Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Sorry for the elongated pause there. I won't lie, I was actually hungrier than expected and totally ate 2 bowls of cereal really quickly while Josh just sat there and fawned over Doxy. It was very uncomfortable for Will and I, but at least I had cereal to occupy me. So
it was super comfortable for me.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But
I had a lot of Chinese food to eat. It was great. So
if we can, good. Oh yeah, there you go. See, yeah. Once again,
food occupies the mind.
It does. It does. If somebody can clip that and send it to Josh's wife, we'd appreciate that. Thank you. Moving on. What cereal? Unfortunately, this is a tangent. I was eating Honey Nut Cheerios because my wife doesn't let me buy the cereal I want anymore because she says it's worse than ice cream, and you're probably gonna have ice cream afterwards anyways. And let's try to not kill you. I ran out of that, so my second bowl
Cheerios is delicious.
Oh,
it's awful. I hate this, but this is like the treat cereal when Rory's like, "Can I have a yummy cereal?" and not like the healthier ones. It's like, sure.
Cheerios
I wish you could.
Are the treat cereal.
Honey Nut Cheerios is definitely a treat cereal.
yeah.
Those are
Cheerios isn't like generic
correct.
Cheerios isn't.
Honey Nut Cheerios are delicious.
Multigrain
so
though, multigrain Cheerios are pretty good. But
Yeah.
Honestly, I like bran checks. If I'm going to choose like a healthier option, I love
Raisin Bran is my jam, dude.
But Raisin Bran, because
Frosted
raisins are so much sugar inside them. And besides, if you're gonna get Raisin Bran, get the
so much
crunchy.
fiber.
Get the crunchy. You know, that's true.
The fiber is a helpful thing. That's true.
But just plain
And I
old
have
bran
fat
checks.
problems, so
I can fix them for you.
You don't want to pack. You don't want to pack, dude. Like, I mean, sorry.
Look, that causes more problems than fixes. I just want to throw that out there.
I have a couple of reviews that you could check out for shovels.
Yeah. Look, depends what you need. You need a metal head or you need a plastic head. Depends what you need, but we got it all.
Steve, if you don't like cereal, it's only because you haven't had Cocoa Pebbles yet. That's all. That's all.
Reese's
Toast
Puffs.
is
I wonder-
better.
Do they have cereal in New Zealand?
I mean, it is kind of a backwards nation. I mean,
I don't know. Their prime minister's awesome.
the Prime Minister is awesome. Just have a bit of a quake here. It's all right. It's all right. Just a
I'm
little
under
bit
some. It seems stable. I'm good. All right.
So funny.
My goodness, can we play some? Let's roll some dice, boys.
All right,
That doesn't
so
seem like something we do on this show.
Oscar and Doxy go to the
Oscar.
docks to see what's going on. So you go down there. It's morning. My apologies, you guys had left. You go down there and the place is bustling because you're going in the morning. Obviously, you don't leave too early. Come on, girl has to put her face on. But you go down there and the place is bustling because, as I've said beforehand, it is very aggressive on that lake to the point where people literally kill each other on the lake. Granted, it's slaves killing other slaves at the behest of their owners, which is again sad from a modern day perspective, but so it's literally a dangerous place down there. Just try to get through the docks. So somebody like Oscar, luckily enough, has enough of a force or presence to him to kind of commands the moment and convince people to step aside. Chris, you're not always necessarily with him, but you can definitely command your own presence as well, though not necessarily in the same authoritative way that he does. It's a little different of an authoritative way. People move their way around you. They're scared that he might shove them in. They're scared that you might be their owner or buy them. It's like you have one of those boss kind of faces that gives a different fear to them. You know what I mean?
When we got there, I would talk to whoever was like in charge and making orders. Though I would walk straight up to them and talk to them.
But when you say people giving orders, there's not just like one person. This boat is under this person's command. There's these boats are under this person's. It doesn't seem like there's necessarily a dock master that's in sights that is doing this, but you can certainly try to find one.
I would ask one of the people shouting orders.
Okay, so for who are you looking specifically for a dock master?
Yeah, I would walk up to somebody and I would say, "Who runs the show around here?"
Just a communications check.
Sure. Dice don't fail me now. Woof.
So anyways, you are pretty easily able to find out where the dock master is. and like where they're kind of stations. The fact that there's unfortunately a little bit of fighting between a couple of the boats happening here and on the dock before they even get out into the lake. And so they're kind of handling that situation at the moment. So finding where their building is, no problem. Finding out that they're not there, again, no problem. They're handling the situation.
Well,
Shall we round up the shouting ones and have a word?
Oscar just kind of looks at you and is like, "That's this is a dock. There's a lot of people shouting orders right now. That's a lot of people to gather. Or do you mean to round up the people who are dealing with the altercation?"
I mean the people shouting orders. Whoever's in charge needs to know that we're actually in charge.
Well, I mean, are we?
That ring says we are.
That ring says we're in control of a part of the. I don't know that he owns that. Do we have that information?
We need to find out which ships are his. And
Yes.
speak to the people who are
Yes.
giving orders to those ships.
Oh,
Yes.
no. So Doxy, you might not have remembered this from before. He actually handled it, so it's obviously fresher in Will's mind. He has a private dock far to the east and a private dock far to the west of the regular docks that are here to the city. Those are the only ones that are his. Everything else is going to be public. And so his like typical fishing boats aren't the ones of interest. It's the boats off the private docks that are going to be the ones of interest.
So we need to find that private dock and
Yeah.
go there. Which I've already been to the easterly one. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes. And so we need to go to the westerly one. So we just need to find out where that dock is at this point. Which I guess you've already done. Yes?
Yeah, if that was the role for the other thing as opposed to looking for a dockmaster, yes, you'd be able to find out where it is. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could roll again, but
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. It's not very
Because we
difficult
should
to do.
definitely round up the people who are in charge at that dock and have words with them.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Sorry, there's a lot of, I'm a
What
little
are
bit
we
overwhelmed.
doing here exactly?
We're going to that dock.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Doxy, have you ever been to? I honestly just don't know. Have you ever been to an actual like large dock for like boats and whatnot?
Yes, but never to pretend that I was in charge of it.
I just mean because usually there's like it's almost like a maze to get like when you go on like the main entrance, and then it's almost like a maze to get around the docks. Now, granted, I just knew you lived in Rhode Island for a little while. It might be different the further west
Yeah,
you
you're
go,
talking
just like
about
the roads are straight.
marinas.
Yeah.
Not like a dock is a thing that comes off of a marina.
Well, the big
so-
docking area for all of the ships, a marina.
There's
Yes.
dockyard versus marina versus docks. The docks themselves, it's interesting because docks are also a shorthand term for dockyard, which is where there are many docks and many marinas. It's nonsense, but I think what we're talking about here is a dockyard, just for clarity's sake.
Okay.
With marinas attached and docks attached.
I would want to get to this is such a
The private
stupid
spot.
conversation that we're having right now, and I'm a little annoyed.
No, I am learning. I am learning.
Okay. I want to get to the part where we're pretending to be in charge. That's what I would do. As soon as we got to the place where Nori would have been running the show,
Yep. So
I
the
would
west.
talk to whoever
You
was
go all the way west.
commanding there.
Yep. So
Yes.
same as beforehand. You go up to a part of the dockyard, marina, arboreum, whatever you want to call it, and
Very
and-
different thing.
I know. And you there's literally like a gated spot that makes it so you can't just get there. And same as before, there's a man sitting there that's protecting the gated area. Doesn't seem at all interested as others are walking up, but there's actually a boat docked at this one.
Okay. I would walk up to him and I would say, "Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
My name is Luthira. I am the executor of the estate for..."
Oscar shows the hand with the signet ring on it as well.
I'll be taking some inventory and my man will have some questions for you.
Does this mean we're actually getting paid? Because there's been a conversation as to whether or not we were getting paid without someone in charge.
There will be somebody in charge very soon, and you will be getting paid.
All right. He goes over, unlocks the thing, opens it up so you guys can walk in.
Thank you. So, just out of curiosity, have there been many travelers through this dock? Obviously, privately owned, but in terms of regular import, export, usual business, or what are we looking at here?
The ship is here. These boys landed 2 days ago.
2 days.
What were these boys doing in particular? These ones, just in terms of what is their purpose? Because I know that there's quite a bit of different business that comes through.
They docked. Usually they would go check with the dock master, even though he's not doesn't oversee necessarily this dock. We do just have to use the public ones to transport the goods from here to there. They'll go and report back to I can't remember his full name, but Nori's the nickname. I got it right over. Hold on, Horinor. They report to Horinor, and then we unload. They did about that, and when they started, they unloaded. It's a bit of chatter amongst them, but nothing out of the ordinary, I guess.
That's good. And the crew for this ship, are they at the docks right now, or are they ashore for the moment?
I mean, some of the crew are on the boat. Everyone else is ashore. It's mostly, I think it's just deckhands there now. We don't really, have people sign in or nothing.
No, fair enough. More just curiosity if we're going to have anyone to talk to when we get to the boat.
Yeah, but, right there.
Yeah, perfect. And just before, one more thing. Have you noticed any suspicious activity around the docks? Any more than usual, anyways? More than the usual kids just running around?
No.
That's good. Could we, I want to perception empathy this boy to try and see if he's telling me the truth. I don't have empathy as a focus, so it's just going to be a perception. That is not bad. I will just live with that.
He doesn't seem like he's lying or anything like that.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, was that a success for those 3 stunt die?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I mean, there's not much I can do with it anyways. Let's just use degree of success for that then. Just
Sure. Yep.
Sake. Yeah.
Yep. He seems like he's telling the truth. And he's like, yeah, so any questions, feel free. Otherwise, up there. Oh, hey. And he grabs up a stick. It's actually like a walking stick. And he holds it out to Chris.
Sorry.
That's right. He picked up a walking stick and handed it to you.
I would take it, inspect it.
You start like looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
like checking over. He's like, oh, it's you don't got sea legs, do you? You don't look like somebody who has sea legs.
Would Chris Ellen have spent time on a boat?
Probably not. I mean, maybe very little, but like not. I mean, not really, because not like modern days with pleasure cruises and whatnot are so easily accessible. Like the waters are dangerous because like monsters live there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Thank you. Not something I had considered.
That's good. Honestly, it's my stick. I don't get on them too often. When I go inspect, I always end up eating, some railing.
Well, thank you very much. We'll likely have some questions on our exit, but thank you for your time so far.
Sits back down.
Shall we?
Aye.
You guys gotta go check out the boat. It is, as I've described beforehand, it is a pretty decent sized ship that is for traveling through the lake. Oscar, you can roll me an intelligence check. Cool. You actually notice, just kind of one of those point of fact, you notice the details that was pointed out beforehand by the previous dockman, like dock guard, whatever it is. that that the hull of the ship does look a bit shallower than you might expect for a boat of this size, which is, again, pointed out from that person before. So it's one of those things, whatever the purpose of this is, it's definitely the same style of ship, if not the same ship, just at this dock versus that one. But the timeline from what the other guy said, it doesn't line up.
Yeah. Oscar will kind of motion to Chris Ellen and just say, it's a shallow hull.
Look for a hatch.
Well, hatches maybe, but just in terms of knowledge of boats, shallow hull. Now, from my personal knowledge, I know that generally indicates something that would travel through shallower waters. It's
Correct.
designed to do so.
Correct.
I'm just going to assume that Oscar knows that as well, based on
Correct.
previous
But also because the
conversations and
guy
everything.
told him that, more or less. Yeah.
So more what I mean is that that's a boat that can travel up if it's a decent depth a river.
Or at least very much along the shore of a lake.
Yes. So it can get close, if not to, the edges near Paradel.
All right.
So just be on your guard.
I would be looking for hidden compartments and stuff, though.
Okay, so you guys go winging your way into the boat as you're walking up. It's one of those things where immediately you would see somebody's up on the boat. Literally, like, it's not wax that they use, but they properly treat the wood from time to time because you don't want the wood to rot out and get sun bleached and all that stuff and be useless.
Is wax.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure exactly what it was that they used. Yep. But so then wax is what they are using or whatever to make sure that the boat up there is being maintained. You literally see there's somebody up there on their hands and knees, like making sure that everything's properly taken care of. This is that deckhand horrible work that they get underpaid. They don't get paid. Job that they have to do. So you see that immediately as you go on top of the boat. One of the other things that you notice about the boat too, this is going to be more of an Oscar thing than it is going to be a Chris Ellen thing. Actually, both of you guys can. You know what? Screw it. Why don't you guys roll me a perception check or an intelligence? I don't think I pulled that one up yet because I am done. That little charty thing that we came up with. Do we have it pinned? I think Josh pinned it for me. Somebody pinned it for me. There we go. So it's either going to be a perception check, and that's just going to be a perception seeing, whatever. Or an intelligence. This can technically be fighting war, whatever stuff. That one.
Military lore.
Military lore. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rolling straight either way. So.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'll roll intelligence because that's more the angle that he would be doing it from. So. It's not very good.
And Foxy?
My way.
Probably intelligence, I imagine.
Unless you have perception seeing.
I do not. No.
What are with the? That's the same roll that I got when I got a 3.
All right.
Hold on. Let me look at let me look at my powers here to see if I can re-roll that or anything.
Intelligence checks out. I think you can, but you can probably try to use luck die.
No luck die is gonna help me.
I mean, it's more likely to help me than it is you in this instance. Interestingly, because I'm at a 9.
You're fine, because the 9 actually passes. So
okay.
You
Cool.
actually give it the 9. You have the 3 stunt points that you can use if you would like to. This is exploration, don't forget.
Exploration.
So
right.
with your 9 total, sir, while you're looking, one of the things that you notice is that this ship's design is different from the design of the ships all up the dock alongside it. Like you can see, like running down the dock lines. Those are all, for the most part, fishing rigs.
Yeah.
This one is not a fishing rig.
Yeah.
You don't know it's you're not, but it's not.
So I'm going to use object of
gosh.
my attention to get a +1 bonus to further test examining to examine or perceive additional aspects of the object of my test, which is the boat. So
Okay, sure. So you
If
have
it had
plus
been
ones.
intelligence, cultural lore, I would have been able to reroll it.
Yeah.
So either way, you're able to continue. So do you say anything to this person and keep walking around the boat?
If we stopped, I don't know.
I mean, they definitely look at you.
I
Yeah.
would ask him to show us around the boat, actually.
You say, yeah, you can roleplay again.
Pardon me,
Huh?
executor of the estate. I point to him, hoping that, yeah. I would like a look around this ship. I need to take stock of what's going on here and see any damages to it.
You want look around?
If there's anyone that could show me around.
Are you asking me?
Or anybody who knows the ship well.
I know the ship. It's not big. What do you want to know?
Show me any damages. Show me
Oh,
any
shit.
stock.
Oh, no. We're going to get in trouble, ain't we? Any
You
damages?
will not get in trouble.
So that little fire we had when we were just trying to cook up some food, no one's going to get beat for that?
Of course nobody's gonna get beaten for that.
That's a no. Don't worry.
I told them no, we shouldn't do that fire, but they really want to cook up that food, and I said we got the food in the bucket, and they just were like, no, let's do some cooking. So if we ain't gonna get beat, I'll show you around.
Any damages, any cargo, anything that I should know if I were to be purchasing the ship.
Wait, you own the ship or you buy a ship?
Right now, I sort of own the ship. I need to take stock of the ship.
Consider it this way. If we were going to sell the ship, we need to know all the details that we would want to know if we were going to buy the ship, so that we can pass on that information to the potential people who are going to buy the ship.
Shit, I don't know half the stuff you're saying. You want
Fair
me to show
enough.
you around or keep on waxing? Because I don't want
No.
to I want to get beat.
Show
I'll
us
be
around.
sure that you will not get beaten.
So show you around.
Yes, please.
Good, because my arms hurt. He says that he kind of gets up and like rotates his arm like old man Daelric after trying to start a chainsaw. Oh, you guys haven't been around. It's funny. So anyways, brain's not working. Sorry, so he gets up and starts to be like, so that's the front of the ship. We call that the bow. That one's the aft. We get the port and the starboard. Those are the sides. This right here is the deck. That's a mast. It catches the sails to get the wind to go. And then we have the other masts for while we're on the lake. Because that way, we can sail on the lake.
Okay.
How many masts are there on this ship right now?
I mean, there's one true mast, which is like the one
Yeah.
that, goes to the center and actually is the driving force. Then there's the smaller ones, the one that kind of comes at an angle in the front and one that is in the back. Those are for, again, I mean, so there's technically 3, but there's one real mast,
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a sloop then, realistically. Okay. Just kind of getting a mental image for myself here.
And where are the valuables held?
Value. You
Cargo.
mean like cargo? Oh, yeah. Down, they bring it over here, and he points out this like large grate thing, and he goes, "That's a grate. We can lift it, and then we put things inside. There's like big ropes on a We lift and drop things inside there, but like gentle like, we're not gonna hurt your shit, and we keep it down there, but not like down there, like down there."
It's a fairly shallow ship. How much storage capacity does it have? How many pieces of cargo can you fit?
A couple of crates, less than my fingers.
All right. And those crates are about yay big, and Oscar just goes full wide with his arms, or like yay big and comes in a little bit closer.
Between the two.
Between. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Okay.
they're heavy as shit.
How often are people carried down below?
People carried?
Right. How often do people go under the grates?
I suppose if someone's acting up and they need to get punished, they might get like put down. But usually we're down there working.
Can you show me?
Yeah. And he will lead you down the stairs. And again, there's like the whole, you can see like the little, the back part of the ship does have that like step up area, as you can imagine, where there's a, where the helm would be. And so there is that back part of the ship where there is actually a door you can go into and see like where I guess the captain's quarters would be. But that doesn't really matter. You're going downstairs, right? So in going downstairs, you're kind of caught off guard by something when you go downstairs. You see a whole row of benches. A ton of benches. And lined up on the floor on the outer part of the ship, all along there, are a ton of oars that are just kind of like lined up there, which would suggest that this thing has the ability to row, but you didn't necessarily notice that from the outside. Again, also from the inside, you can see that there is little areas where there's like windows where the oars would obviously go through for rowing that are kind of set inwards and like flush against the structure of the outside, so you can like pull them out and remove them, allowing the oars to go through and start a rowing. He goes, yeah, this down here, this. And it's like, it's low, especially for Oscar. It's low. You can see you gotta have to like duck to get down there or whatever. So he's like, this is where I usually work. That one over there. He goes over, he walks over and kind of pats the bench. It's nice when you get the inner seat, like the outer seat, the one that's over by the window, because sometimes you don't gotta do much work. You know what I'm saying? You let the guy over there do it and you just kind of like hold on. You take a little bit of a nap. It's good stuff.
Gotta get your rest where you can.
Yeah, over there's where the fire was. He says, like walking over and like finding the area of the ground where the fire was. Yeah. He steps over the grate. As he steps over the grate, he taps it. Grate. Goes over there.
Now, where did you bring the last shipment from? Where's your last route?
It's always the same.
Oh, that's good to know. And just for clarity, because which ship is this again? Sorry, hold on. And Oscar kind of goes to like pull out notes. What's the name of this ship? Do you have a name? Boat. Good. Great. No, that's great. Sorry, of course. So now, in terms of location, then where is the shipment going to, or pardon me, coming from for this ship?
We always go up the river.
Up the river. All right. Is that the southern river or the eastern river?
I'm so sorry. When you guys came downstairs, I forgot to point out there was somebody else down here as well. That was literally down here, and they were. It's one of those, because you can imagine the oars after a while get really beat up, the seats. Yeah. So they're literally down here sanding things, trying to make it so it's kind of smooth, because obviously splinter in somebody's hand could cause sepsis and die, and that's expensive. So you just sand them. Anyway, so they're just kind of
wax the oars too.
They're just kind of like waxing the oar, watching you.
No.
From across the way.
Yeah. So now is this one of the boats that goes up the eastern river or down the southern river?
East, with the sun, the east.
Yeah. Right. That's good. So this is an import ship then for us. That's good to know. That means that I mean, and he'll kind of turn to Chris and he'll say, that makes sense, because obviously you're bringing cargo in, so that makes sense. But occasionally we have cargo coming in from the south as well, so it's just good to know which ship is doing which work, just for cataloging purposes, for taking stock.
And what's your name, sir?
NPC 73.
I have a name.
73.
It's a good one too.
It's Dunder.
Dunder. Do you work on just this ship? Or do you work among several of the ships?
I don't know what that means, but I do this one and sometimes the other one.
Did they have the same route?
Yeah.
All right. That's good information.
Roll me a perception check, you two.
Both
Just
of us?
for funsies. Just for
Just
funsies.
for fun.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. It's not good.
These are not very Chrisellen rolls today.
Good. I want to see you fail.
I do fail sometimes. When I do fail, I fail
What do
spectacularly.
you guys think? Should I try to see if we have luck in the luck pool?
Let's
That's
see.
13.
You're on a ship that we think might be a very important asset to how they're smuggling people in, and there's a random perception check. No, don't. No.
All right. Yeah. No. We'll just. All right. I'll try luck.
Is that a metagame decision there, Meta Voice from Metaland?
Weirdly enough,
Luck is
rolling
meta.
luck is a meta thing.
Tell Maggie that when she stabbed me through the chest and killed me.
So that's now 15 rather than 13. That was our only die in the pool. So 15 now for my perception check as opposed to 13.
That wound never healed.
It never will. You hear they're soft, like somebody's trying to step softly, or maybe somebody just is naturally a soft-footed. But you do hear creaking of floorboards as moving like above your head, as though somebody's walking along them. But you don't really hear the boot to grounds that causes the creaking.
Oscar will just nudge Chris Ellen and just motion his head up. Just a quick nod upwards. And he'll just say, well, thank you very much for your time. And
Why don't
He says,
you head above, and I'm going to stay here with Dunder
Sure.
for just a few.
sure, I'm going to go up. Just fairly quickly. Yeah, fairly quickly.
yeah, so yeah, you go scoot upstairs. They're like, thank you for your time. It's like, oh, you're staying. You want me to show you the grate?
Absolutely, I want to see the grate.
And so you start like looping up the stairs, but you're obviously not being quiet.
Quiet as I can be, but not,
So stealth check?
which is just dex, right? Because I don't have
It
stealth.
is.
All right. Not stealthy. Not stealthy at all. Trying to. Don't usually stealth on ships. Creak, creak, creak.
I just imagine the spears like turned sideways and it's like dink, dink against the wall a couple times.
Probably, honestly.
I honestly just
Yeah.
see it as Oscar. Like, so I'm the kind of person, I hate walking upstairs. It bothers me. I loop upstairs. Like, I 2 at a time. I just run up them.
He is
And I
definitely
imagine-
that type of person as well.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I am as well. I go like 3 at a time because I got the legs for it. So,
I go a half at a time.
Yeah, dude, I like have to butt scoot, jump sometimes.
Yahoo! Whee! All right.
I love that. My wife is 4'11", and she's used to me walking server speed fast at all times. So she's
Fucking
very
hate that
quick.
shit.
She's very quick. So,
Yeah.
anyways, what, server speed fast?
Yes.
Yeah, listen, Doxy, I've walked with you. Took patience. I'm like, why are we?
And I was
why are we
going
meandering?
quick too.
Why are we meandering? It was like, eventually I was like, can we just walk away from them? Can we leave them?
Sky, you just gotta
No.
take a time.
Nope.
Just relax.
Nope. I got places to go. What's that? Come on, what's that old movie? It's I got places to go, things to see, people to do. What was that? Old School is the name of the movie? With Kid and Play? Help me out here, Docs.
I honestly
House
have no
party
idea.
was kid at play.
Kid and Play was House Party and Old School, I think. And I think that one's from Old School. Right? Do you remember Kid and Play?
Might be.
Old school kid and play was on old school.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? Oh, God,
Think
tangent
so.
again.
No, never mind. No, he's going up the stairs.
I'm
jumping.
going up the stairs, and I'm not very
He's
quiet.
literally going, I'm sneaking. I'm sneaking.
Ah!
I'm sneaking.
Right? That was so
That's him
loud.
sneaking. Just full on charge and shout.
apparently, and he's like, "Wait, no, I was trying to be quiet. Damn it!
Damn it! Goes back downstairs.
Hold on.
I'm sneaking.
Sorry,
I'm
let me
sneaking.
try that again."
Let's see. There's kid in play. Earth Day, house party 2. Class act. It's not house party. It's class act. My apologies.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
1992. It's a great movie. 1992. Gotta watch it. Anyways, sorry. I probably saw it in like 94. What's up?
I was 1 year old.
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh damn! I love that Doxy voice right there. That was sexy. Oh, we don't gotta talk about it.
Doxy's
we
the
don't
oldest
gotta
one.
talk about.
Doxy's the oldest one on the stream, just so you guys know.
That's not true.
But the youngest in spirit.
Aw, how cute.
25.
So, anyways, I charge up the
For the
stairs.
ninth time.
She's 41 going on 24. It's cute. So, anyways, you charge up the stairs and roll me another perception check.
Oh, what are these rolls? Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I actually have to. That's okay. I actually have to roll this time.
Ugh.
I'm sure you'll feel that knife.
Yeah, I mean, look, eventually I will perceive it, but the question is, do I perceive the stabbing or the person?
Are you still carrying the wood for the shield?
Yeah, I do. I know. I do have a. It's a basic shield. It's a.
You went and bought one.
Yeah, I went and bought
quickly
one.
go let a cat out of my office. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm currently wielding a large large shield. Yeah.
So, yeah, you make your way up the stairs, and as soon as you go up the stairs, you like stand at the top of the stairs, and again, the way that the place looks, as you can imagine, a boat is as soon as you go. When you had stepped onto the boat originally, there was of course the area to the front of the ship that kind of where all the stuff is stored, so on and so forth. There's the riggings and whatnot that come down. Obviously, the sails are not even just rolled up; the sails are put away. Because you don't need them to get weathered, but the riggings and whatnot are still, of course, set up. You don't necessarily break down all of the riggings on a ship. There's a lot of work to get back together.
Yeah.
And then of course there is the when you come running up the stairs, the area that you're coming up the stairs from actually has comes out almost through a wall, like obviously floor on the ground, but almost through a wall where there's like another room that's there. Of course, there's a stairwell that goes up to the area behind you or whatever. So you come up and you look around, you don't see anybody up here.
So there's one more way out, basically.
Yeah, there's another up, you know.
Yeah, so I'm going to quickly look out the up. So like I'm gonna
So you
kind
kind
of
of
step
take
up,
2 steps
look.
forward and then turn around and look up to the area over your head.
Yeah, just to see basically like, is there anyone immediately there, first of all? And then I'm gonna check behind me to see if there's anyone in the room now.
There is somebody there. Roll me another perception check.
It's better.
You can actually see, as soon as you come up and you go looking around, there is somebody standing there, and they're very pointedly sitting there and looking down at you. Like if you had to guess, they heard you coming and popped up to this point, right? And so they're standing there, and they're calmly standing there with one hand on the railing between them and where they are. And they're looking down at you. There's almost one of those like looking down the nose at you. It's a man, a human man, kind of young, that's standing there and looking down. You can tell the way he's looking at you, he's like judging the situation, judging who it is that's standing there. But with your 12, the DC was 11, you notice there's something in his other hands. Long and thin, probably made out of wood.
Spear?
Not that long.
Not that long. Okay. Club?
Not that thick.
Okay. Staff?
Not that long.
Look, your staffs don't have to be long, for the record. Walking stick?
Not that long.
Oh, a wand. Thank you. See, these are the questions. Why you make me ask these questions? There are so many things that are made out of wood.
Listen,
So many things.
Hunter and Wolf resubscribed because watching you suffer was fun for him. Thank you, Hunter.
I'm going to just start walking up the stairs towards him casually, not aggressively.
Roll me a deception. That's going to be a communications.
Yeah, not very good.
Yeah.
You know what? Get him out. Get him out.
It's fine.
Get him out now. Because this is going to get interesting for you.
I mean, if he moves to attack me, the spear's out and I'm at him. So
as you start walking around like the width of the ship to get to the stairwell to start walking up, he says to you from up there, he's like, "Who are you?"
who's asking?
One of the crew.
Good. Currently executors of the estate. Currently doing an inspection. Why do you ask?
Because I don't know who you are.
Yes, and I just told you who we are now, so do we have an issue?
I don't think we do.
Good. Right answer.
Roll a initiative.
So that's just straight dexterity, yeah?
Unfortunately, give me 1 second to get over to the right page and set it up for you.
It is dexterity.
Okay, it is. Yep.
Oh.
That's fine. I often don't want to go first. It's okay.
You can add that on to. You can add the correct one on there.
I don't have anywhere to add it to.
Yep, on the actual thing, on the turn order.
Yeah, no. On the turn order, I don't have anywhere to add it to because there's no token for me to click on and do anything with.
You can't see that? Can everybody else see the turn order and see his token appear?
I can see the turn order. I don't have the token, but I may just need to reload. I'll reload real
I
quick.
see turn order.
Okay, might not just be me then.
You don't see the mini that I right-clicked and pressed add turn to?
No.
Huh. That's very
Are we
strange.
on the
Are we
same
on the
map as
same-
you, Scott?
Yeah, that's the other
I
question.
thought so.
We're on the giant world.
We're on the
map.
giant
Oh,
world.
you're on the world map. That's why.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we go. Now I can add it.
Okay. I tried to go over to the one you were. I was on the one that the viewers was on, right?
Yeah.
So
fair
okay.
enough.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Doxy, just because it's pertinent, you can also roll.
I'm really good at sensing magic. Can
There we go. That's what I like to see.
Doxy, I can put that on there for you. All right. So, Chris, you can't unfortunately axe this turn because you know
Surprise.
you don't know what's happening. So unfortunately, that guy gets the. So you're coming up the stairs. He's staring at you. There's that moment. There's that silent tension where everybody knows what's going to go on. You know what I mean? Everybody's aware of what's happening.
Mhm.
And then
If he's casting a spell, it does have -2 spell power against me. just
which
so
means
you
that
know.
the DC is too easier for you to resist. He raises.
Is that how that works? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how magic works in this. I'm playing a fighter.
He raises the wand, and as he raises it, you can already start to feel the hairs on the end of your skin starts to
Good.
rise. You can
Electricity.
already feel
Yeah.
every bit of you go. You know this spell better than most people do. Unfortunately, you've been struck by lightning. Luckily enough, more than once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, I am hurling a bolt of lightning at you.
Yeah. Good.
You're going to have to make me a Oh no, how do I do this? I actually roll spell power, don't I?
Yeah, you do to see if it succeeds in the first place.
Yeah, they have to pass
Which-
the DC.
Which
the
is
spell
too
power.
harder, I believe, because
It's
of-
too harder. He's making
Yeah.
it too harder.
I'm making it too harder for you to succeed.
if
so whatever
if
your
it's
DC
targeting
is,
you, I think is the thing, right?
yes, or if it's targeting.
Because it would be area of effect isn't targeting you.
That's correct. Yeah.
Give me one moment.
You could
There we
use
go.
my sheet if you need to.
Nope. It's all good. Just make sure I'm looking at the right one, and I don't think I am, because I am a dummy. I
Thankfully, I'm
unfortunately,
wearing leathers and wood right now, so
Josh,
I'm just gonna get burned.
Ow. I was thinking, Josh, how I did it before. If you know what I'm talking about, and so I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's right. This is a different thing. I have to do different.
So
thing.
the closest would be lightning storm,
Yeah, so I was
and
actually
that
literally
target
had that
number
one
is
open.
17.
Okay, cool. So I have to hit
Plus-
a 17, correct?
You have to pass a 19 if
Because
it's
it's-
targeting him. If it's
Yeah.
area of effect, just a 17.
Cool. And these guys were.
Now that's the closest one, but that's technically a master spell, so you might want to make the target number lower.
Because there's not. Wait, there's not in the core book. Sorry, everybody, we're converting.
Yeah,
things.
but it's a master. They don't have like the same.
No,
like,
no,
types of
I understand
spells.
that, but there's nothing in the core book.
Yeah, but it's a master spell for that type. For the closest one that does the effects.
Lightning Storm is a spell not in the core book. That's in the compendium. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
There you go.
in the core book.
That's opening the core book right now. Sorry, everybody. One moment, please.
Boop, boop, boop. There's lightning bolt, chain lightning. Target number 17.
It's probably Lightning Bolt. I just gotta get to
15
where this
then.
is. Do you know page number? If you're already there.
73. 73.
Cool. Thank you for saving me time. Appreciate it. I'm a dummy and didn't have that open. Jolt, Shocking Blast, Lightning Bolt. That is exactly what I wanted. Target number was 15.
Is it targeting me? No.
Technically speaking, it's an area spell.
Okay, then there you go.
No, so Chain Lightning would be the yeah, either way. So yeah, he actually strikes the thing. So and so just so everybody understands in chat, so sorry about this one. Unlike in Dungeons and Dragons where I cast spell, you make saving throw, and this one I cast spell versus your defense, that defense being called spell power or whatever it is, and whether or not it hits you, right? So I rolled because it's difficult to control the spell as all lightning's arcing through the air. They literally shoot a huge bolt of lightning out of this wand at you. Oh, actually, I just want to make sure I'm canonically doing this the right way. Josh, we would have done this earlier in this actual campaign because it's been weeks, unfortunately, since we played.
You're using an item, so you didn't use the spell power DC target.
I didn't before. I actually used the old item.
No.
That's what I thought. Cool.
Because you're using an item. If he was casting the spell like I would, I have
Correct.
the target number. They just have to beat a DC to use the item.
Correct. That's what I thought. And I actually rolled that, but I don't think I actually beat the DC. 12 is not enough to beat the DC. For this level spell, 13 is also not enough to beat the DC. They take the wand and and you can literally see like sparks of lightning coming out of the end of the wand. But unfortunately, what you expected to come out of it, you can almost imagine that your character, for half a second, freezes. Not your character's not exactly a seizing person, but it's like because you know the pain, you've experienced it so many times beforehand. But then it's a blank. He shot a blank. It misses. It's your turn.
I want that wand.
You done fucked up. And charging him. And I say that loud enough that you should be able to hear it, Chris Allen, realistically. And I'm going to attack him with my spear.
Thank you, sir.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be 12 points of damage to him.
And then, of course, he is not wearing... he is wearing like a lighter armor. As you can imagine, as somebody who's on the boat, you can only wear such lighter things. So he absorbs a little bit of that. And that goes to Doxy. You literally heard like him looping up the stairs, not a big deal there. Then you heard a little bit of muffled conversation. Heard a little bit more conversation as walking up the stairs, conversation gets further. And then all of a sudden there's like a strange moment where you can literally feel like the hair on your head rising up for just like half a moment. Like almost like not standing up.
Just
You're
like, oh, bother.
and you hear all of a sudden the but like of course removed.
You would hear Oscar shout, "You done fucked up" as well.
Okay.
He does
Down
shout
there?
that as he charges at him.
You stay down here. There's fighting happening upstairs. You stay down here,
All right.
and I will run.
God, this dude.
I like this guy.
I don't want to get beat.
Not my problem. Not my problem. I walk away.
So yeah,
He knows how to stay alive.
Doxy, do you want to use your double action or whatever it is to get up there?
Yeah.
So just getting to the top of the stairs alone is your minor action or whatever it is, right? It's pretty quick. Yeah, you're moving at like half speed going upstairs, aren't you? So just checking the actions real quick. I would even say it's more of your major action to get all the way up the stairs because of the double speed, right? So once you get up the stairs and look around, you can see clearly Oscar's just taking a couple steps forward from the area above your head and stabbed a man. So he's still a little bit further up from you, who currently has a wand in his hand.
So I can't see him. I can't
can.
see the foe.
You can't. You see one of those runs. You get to the top of the stairs. You take like 2 or 3 steps back, and you can now look up on the ledge and see it.
Okay. So
do you have a
after
minor
my
action?
major action, I cannot see him.
You can.
Oh, I can. Well, then
Yeah,
I'm going to use my minor to aim.
Cool. Perfect. Beautiful. Good job.
Solid choice. I like that. I like that.
Draws the crossbow. She runs up the stairs and then she aims. Perfect. That gets us back to this man's turn. And so he's like, takes like a couple steps back from you. As he's holding the wand, he's going to try one more time to hit you with the, because he knows as soon as he hits you with this, it's game over, right? So, oh shit, I have 0 dice left in the pool. Chat, I am about to roll my die.
Nope, don't help him.
If we don't get to do it, you don't get to do it.
Oh, you can say whatever you want to chat.
All right, chat. Give us luck and don't give him any dice, please. Because 13 is still not enough.
13 is still not enough. Chat, I am now going to roll for Daddy's dice.
Good news, everyone.
God damn it, you let me down.
I'm proud of you, chat. I'm so proud of you.
All right. So, he tries to use the wand again. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through. Hopefully you don't kill him this turn. And Oscar, it's your turn. Oh, so he does that as technically. I screwed this up last turn just because I'm a big dummy. Technically, it's a minor action to activate an item. So he does activate the item right there, and he draws a sword, and then gathers puts his guard up. He defends himself, giving him +2 to defense. So the sword in one hand and the wand in the other. He starts defending himself. It is your turn, sir.
Not to be too nitpicky, but to ready a weapon is a minor action.
That's fine. Then he just readies the weapon. They just
puts his guard up.
Yeah. No. Because it's going to be hard to guard up without some means to guard up with.
Yeah.
So
it's just not unsheathed yet, technically, because that's what it says. Is to unsheath a weapon, but he can still have it up.
No, that's fine. It's all good. You're good.
I'm gonna attack him with my spear.
What? No, miss.
Does an 18 hit with his guard up?
He doesn't get his guard up. He just got his weapon out.
Okay, well, all right.
Roll low
So,
with damage.
I mean, no promises. There you go. That's not so bad.
You harm him a lot. He hurts.
I'm gonna minor action now. Press the attack. So if he tries to fall back, actually, hold on. How does you pick one major action that you prepare to execute and then end your turn? Anytime until your next turn, you can interrupt another character and take your prepared action immediately. If you don't use it by the end next turn, the action is lost, and that's a minor action to do. What?
What are you looking at?
Is that
the minor major actions? Yeah, it's under the Game Master's kit. Until the end of your next turn, you can interrupt another character and take your prepared action immediately if you don't use it by the end of your next. So more or less, you have to. So what it is you use your minor action to prepare your unused major action.
Right. Okay.
They
that
just
makes
didn't
sense.
use the phrase. Unused.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's weird that you could just do that. I was just reading it while I was looking there.
So you cannot take your prepared action. You've already taken a major action.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That seems terrible.
So they just put it at the end.
I am going to
stand firm.
No, I mean I'm gonna press the attack. So if he tries to back away or flee from my blows, then until the beginning of my next turn, if that enemy moves away from me, I immediately move up to my speed in yards in direct pursuit of that enemy at no additional cost in actions. This occurs immediately after your foe's movement, before they can do anything else. However, you can only use this minor action on an enemy you have already successfully struck in a melee combat this turn.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
All right, Doxy, it is your turn. Doxy, I want you to miss, please, and thank you. You still have your minor or major action. You already aimed, so you already have your plus what, 1?
That's 1.
Yeah, it is +1. Hold on, I want to look at my cheat sheet here.
Technically, you can aim one more time, get another +1.
Fuck. Where is our cheat sheet?
How much are you looking at?
You're looking at
You
the.
can't aim. You can't aim twice in a row.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
This
I'm
is
sorry.
specific.
I'm thinking of Star Wars.
Yeah, it specifically says your next action.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So either minor or major.
I'm thinking of Star Wars. Just addition blindness. That's all.
Okay, whatever. So we're in.
On a boat. They're on the the part of the boat where there's like a door that you can go into, right, on the main deck, and then there's a stairwell to go downstairs. There's also a stairwell to go up and above where you are. Like,
Trying to find the minor and major actions lists.
It's right here. It's Doxy. If you go onto our, I'm gonna give it to you in Discord. But if you're actually on that chat in Discord, you can look at the pins, and it's the pinned ones.
Yeah, I thought I had it open.
But I just gave it to you right there, and then just scroll down to page. What page is this?
10.
10. Thank you.
Yeah, page 10.
Yeah, it says third to last page.
Thank you. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. If everybody in chat could just tell Doxy how disappointed you are, we'd appreciate it.
I had
Oh,
this
stop
open.
it.
I must have accidentally closed it.
I mean, honestly, you should just let Oscar leave him be. See what the next character's like. Maybe they could talk.
No, that doesn't seem like a character I make.
Well, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I want to see if I can talk to him.
Well, talking is always a free action. Unless you're like doing something with it, like making checks.
Right, like I feel like I'm going to be making checks. I'm gonna say put the wand down.
Would you stay from down there, or would you try to do like the whole get up and close, hey?
Oh no, I'm trying to be threatening.
So, I'm sorry. So you're staying down there with the crossbow aimed up?
Mhm. It's pointed directly at his fucking dome. And I'm gonna say, put the wand and the sword down, or I will be forced to kill you.
That's a check. So I'm gonna need an intimidation check, which I believe we said in this campaign is minor action, right?
And that's communication.
Si, señorita. Welp.
We'll just do degree of success there.
Yeah. That's
You intimidated the guy. I'm not saying he's necessarily putting the wands down, but what do you do with your role-playing? Degrees of success. My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to use that as stunt for anything off the stunt table?
Nope.
Then degrees of success, he does lower the wand.
And the sword.
He just drew the sword. He says, I'm willing to listen, but should at least be allowed to defend myself.
You will come with us and you will live.
Fuck it. He drops the sword. And he holds his side
I
where
offer
there's
him a hand to jump down.
Well, stairwell would be safer than a 8-foot drop.
Oscar holds his hand out for the wand.
Um,
And Oscar will put the spear on his back and put the hand out for the wand.
literally, as you reach and grab, as he hands to you the wand, it literally has a little zap to it, like as the static buildup that he was trying to release didn't go, and it gives you one of those, those shocks that always hit you like right underneath the fingernail, and it's like, fuck.
Yep.
That
I know exactly the feeling. Yeah.
Except way stronger than the palm of your hand, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways.
And then Oscar will shove that away into a pocket and just say, well, after you.
He's again holding his side with where you're just on like the bigger wound, and
you're gonna want to
his
hold
way downtown.
the other one a little more. The one up there is more of a bleeder. It's a sleeper one though. It won't start bleeding worse until a little bit later.
Gives you more of a look, but then listens.
I'm gonna reach out and heal him.
Roll.
One moment.
Yeah, that first one was one of those delayed cuts that went under the rib and is just slowly bleeding out his organs, but he doesn't realize it yet. Not anymore, though, thankfully. Because he's getting healed. He's getting healed. That's good.
He gets healed for 7.
Okay. That is what one of those wounds did. So he actually heals the bleeder. He
Yeah.
healed the bleeder.
Yeah.
Goes back to holding the other one.
Yeah. There you
I'll
go.
do the other one once we get where we're going and once you answer some questions.
Where are we going?
To the manor.
Roll a perception check, both of you. Empathy, if you have it.
What?
Wait, both rolled a 12.
Yeah, both of them are 12.
Oh, I thought I rolled a 3 for a second.
No,
I was
you
just
have 3
like,
stunt
how
points.
is this happening?
Yeah, no, you would have had a very impressive roll of somehow having 2 of your dice disappeared if you rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 12 ain't bad, but it's not 15.
Either of you want to use a luck die?
I mean,
Either one of us would
One of you
get
got
the
stunned,
same
though.
result.
I
do
mean,
have stunt.
Yeah, you
Okay.
would be the appropriate person to do it if you're going to try. But yeah.
Oh,
No,
Chet
luck.
hates you.
All right, let me look
Oh.
at what I can do. Oh, I can't do anything with them because I did not succeed.
Yep. So, anyways, yeah, you start. He's just kind of nods along, and starts going to walk with you.
Is there anyone else around?
There's the guard that was over by the gate.
Yeah, that's fine. Not too worried about him. I mean, we're walking off the ship now, right?
He's standing
that's
and
where
just
we're going.
watching the ship. He's watching what happened up there.
I'd hand
'cause, you know,
the
it's plain
man
in view.
his walking stick back. Say, stowaways.
He's like,
Oscar just kind of waves his hand and just says, "Misunderstanding is more what the like is." Anyways, we're fine. Just out of curiosity, anyone else coming through here that we should know about?
He shakes his head and says,
Do you know this one?
"Yeah,
He's crew.
yep."
As I said, misunderstanding. He didn't know we were on behalf of the estate, or he didn't believe me. One of the two. Honestly, doesn't really matter at this point. Other question: how many more crew members for the ship? We saw 2 on board.
Yeah, there's usually like about 20 men or so will come and go. Most
enough.
of them are deckhands. A couple of them are, guards.
We'll need you to retrieve Dunder. I told him to stay below deck. And I'm gonna put 5 silver into his hand.
I am getting paid.
Well, I'm gonna say this is to get the men massaged and seen.
He looks at the coin. You can almost immediately tell he's like, there'll be coin left over. Like, you can see
The
his
rest
calculator.
is for you.
Says,
Be honest with it, and more will follow.
all right. Opens the gate for you guys to walk through. My lady.
And also, if you see any more crew, just let them know that the ship can't sail for now, just until we sort out some business. But we should have them back up and running in the near future. We're hoping to get things moving again as soon as possible. So
Which means getting you paid as soon as possible.
Oh, hold on. Just to be clear, am I telling them they're not sailing, or am I telling them they're not sailing?
that's a good question. I turn to our friend. Do you think he needs to tell them or tell them?
I don't know if they'd listen.
That's kind of my understanding as well, but more just, crossing T's and dotting I's.
Shall we get guards involved?
Oh.
Actually, funny enough, you see some of them coming this way with, a person dressed that would suggest they might be the dockmaster. He did put on a bit of a display, and he was already in the area handling other problems, wasn't he?
That's fine. Fairly easy.
So, dockmaster starts making his way over.
Oscar will just wave at him and just kind of hold by the gate and just turn to Chrisellen and say, I suggest you take the lead on this one.
Hi. Hello, good sir.
Dock Master, it might be more of a Dock Mistress. The person that's dressed to be that way is a lady that's clearly... She has that... She's just dealt with quite the situation and does not want to be bothered kind of look to her. Coming alongside next to her is a person that is carrying a book. Almost immediately, looking at them, Doxy, you look at the person and something about their garbs makes you like kind of like makes you raise an eyebrow for half a second. Roll a perception check.
Ooh.
You noticed it immediately. The person is actually wearing, it's on the inside, almost like a lapel or whatever it is, on the inside of their little coat that they have there. But it was like half tucked in, but you noticed it. A nice little design or what is it called? Like a brooch or whatever that would be sitting there, like a pin that has a bit of amber in its design.
She'll say, "Milady," and kind of finger.
Don't
her
forget to
diamond.
use your stunt points. It was exploratory.
Okay.
And then the dock master, not that person. The one with the amber was the one holding the book, walking along next to her. It was a dude.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear.
Okay.
Cool. Cool, Docs.
I am going to use them all on the upper hand. No, I'm not.
Upper
Advantageous positioning and object of your attention.
Advantageous positioning to be where you need to be. Object of your attention. To get a +1 for the test. Okay, perfect. So you look to the gentleman holding the book, and you kind of like play with your diamond for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. It takes them a second to glance over, and then they notice it, and you see a little smile on their face, a little nod of understanding. But they don't say anything, of course. She says, "Listen, it's a private dock, but what the fuck is going on over here?"
Misunderstanding. It's under order now.
A misunderstanding?
I'm an executor of the estate that owns this ship. I was unrecognized by the crew, and the crew was suspicious. It's natural.
She looks at the person. Looks at you. Slave?
Headed that way.
The person that
Ha ha
opened...
ha ha.
Yeah. The person opens up the book, and the Amber does, and starts making notes of what's being said. Crew, then, did they... were there any deaths on the ship?
Nope.
Any damages to the dock or anything else that's going to have to be handled by the city?
No, ma'am.
Any other details you'd like to give for the official report?
There doesn't even need to be an official report. That's how inconsequential this hubbub was.
Unfortunately, everything has to be on the official report, because that's what I'm told I'm supposed to do. You know that message was not for you, but for the person holding the books next door.
If you
I would look to him. I would put my hand on his and say, sincerely, it's a waste of ink.
His is the one with the book.
Sorry. His is the one with the book. Okay.
I'm trying to
Communication
persuade
stocks.
him.
Persuasion stocks.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Dooby-dooby-doo-wop-ba. Sorry.
And you get a +1 on that, so you get a 17. Now, Ambers hold their job they're very serious about it. However, you do get a formidable result. And so he looks at you, looks at the dock master and says, "Honestly, it's a private dock. We probably don't need to have this on the records. It's a waste of everyone's time." Good. Just don't make any more of a hassle. And who the hell are
trouble
you?
you further, milady. My name is Luthera.
Executrix of the estate?
Hi.
Did you know him?
I?
Well, sucks to
I'm
be you.
sorry you did as well, it seems.
Yeah. There's like that shared moment where she finally, you can see like her shoulders kind of relax a little bit, and a whole bunch of her, just every part of her just kind of like leaks away all of that hardness that she had. And she's like, it's been an interesting morning. So anyways, I'm sure I have lots
Anything
of
I can assist with, perhaps.
Not unless you know the correct way to bitch slap 17 men at the same time.
I tap my crossbow.
I can help with that actually.
Sheila gives you a look-see and says, I bet you could. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps drinks at the tavern later, once your duties are fulfilled for the day here. But for now, my sincerest apologies.
She says, yeah, she turns to take a step back and looks back and says, if I have time, let's not do the tavern. We can drink on that fuck's bill. And walks off. He's dead. He don't need it. Oh, continues walking away.
Chrisellen actually just, the Disney princess happy clap. She does that.
Okay, so I literally started my day this morning because I was being begged for it on Daddy Day to watch Enchanted. Have you ever seen Enchanted?
Very good.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
literally the cloud like it's literally her. Yep. Okay.
I love
Moving
the
on.
dancing. What? How does everyone know?
I'm sorry. My favorite scene is when she's singing and all like the cockroaches and rats and pigeons come in, and she's like, "Oh, okay, friends." It's just like so funny. Oh, you have like a rat. I don't know if you looked at that scene close enough. There's literally a rat missing one leg. All of them look rather beat up and whatnot. Like they literally look like animals that have had a rough life. It's a pretty good scene. And even the lyrics to the song, if you Googled it or listened about, they're really good. It's actually one of the better Disney movies. Moving on. So, and James Marsden, come on. Name a movie James Marsden hasn't just improved, right? I'm pretty sure he's from Boston.
Smallville. He was in Smallville for a bit.
Is that a movie?
That wasn't a movie. That was
Is
a
that a
TV.
movie?
Okay.
That is a good qualifier, honestly, because I can't even think of any movies that he's in other than that one. So,
X-Men 3. I'm pretty sure X-Men 3.
If he was in X-Men 3,
See,
that
he
is
was,
a movie.
but he was excellent in X-Men 3.
But
He played
everything
awesome
in
Scott
X-Men
Summers.
No,
Everything
no,
in X-Men
no.
3 was bad, though. You
Mhm.
forget that everything in X-Men.
No,
3
all the X-Men movies are trash. I'm not going to argue that. Even the new ones are just like, they make no sense in the timeline and so on and so forth. Trash. But he plays a really good Scott Summers. Like a really good one. So, I don't know. I like it.
I'm 50-50 on that. At times I like the way he played Scott Summers, and at other times I'm like, he has a fucking dimension shooting out of his eyes, and he is not the Scott Summers that I know from the
That's
comics.
direction more
Yeah.
than acting, though.
I agree.
And also,
Writing as well.
Scott Summers is a fucking prick. Like,
Yeah.
he's just the worst, to be honest.
I always liked the Captain America-esque version of Scott Summers versus the I'm the douchebag leader, do what I say, or I'm going to throw my weight around at you.
Well,
kind of
there's
leader.
the alpha, like not alpha. What is it? Type A personality student kind that they did, where he's like, I need to be the best. Love me, Professor X.
Yeah.
I mean, God, anyways, those movies were all trash.
If we're this far off task, can I go pee?
Well, yeah, you can go pee because we're going to go back to Josh.
Okay, perfect. I'll be right back.
Josh.
So it hides in here. Oh, okay.
What?
What? I was looking for it in the books.
You went through the books, and the two of you, it's one of those things where I'm sure you're actually the one that notices the fact that it seems to be hinting towards like referencing something else.
Mm-hmm. All right. So just so I know, does the cryptography go away? Is this a new scene?
Nope, it's actually still part of it.
So I want to try to figure out where the items were being left in like any type of before transport, like when they came off the ship, where they were being left. I want to try to figure that out because that's the thing that we don't know. We don't know where the stuff goes.
Actually, you kind of do know that one. When the stuff came off the ship, some of it was delivered straight up into the slave business. Some of it was delivered straight up to the joint venture with the other person, which is like the shop where I was mentioning like you had to be of a certain like echelon or tier of persona in that.
But the
place to
third one
purchase.
was the crew.
But the third
It just
one,
said the crew.
No, the crew was just referencing all the people. The third one, it does not say where that one goes. That's the one where it specifically does not say where it goes.
I'd like to try to infer where it would go by like removing all the positives of where things go, right? So like looking at where there's a blank spot on like the shops that or the storage places that things might go to with all his goods.
Gotcha. We can see if you can try to determine anything that way. You're welcome to roll a research check on this one.
Unless Lady G has a better idea.
It's one of those things where she's stumped with you as well. You guys worked on this together, so that's why she's giving you that flat +3. And the only reason why it's that good, a +3 is amazing. So it's a 17, is because she knows this guy so well, knows the library so well, so on and so forth. Are you going to try to luck die your 17? Or are you happy with it?
Are you able to reroll research checks?
Not research.
It's lore checks, right?
It's lore checks. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You want to luck die that?
I don't know if we should. What do you guys think? This is to try to find out where the crates go to, where the items are going to, like where they're being held in storage. Because we don't know where that is.
Meta answer is we now have a new resource to pull on Fred-wise for that. Non-meta answer is would Laszlo be pushing through this even harder, realistically?
I mean, this is a meta choice for the dice.
I know.
I mean, him pushing harder, this doesn't affect that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more just like, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of up to you. I don't think we have dice in the pool.
I was kind of just trying to tempt you so I could teach you some more. There's no dice in the pool.
That's
just
kind of
keep
what I
going.
figured.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want it to become like a tangent. So, so you have your 17. Unfortunately, you're not able to determine that.
Okay.
Did you want to continue following the rest of the cryptography stuff?
Yeah, try to figure out as much as we can while they on their way back.
Cool. So you're able to roll one more time for this research check, and this,
Is this
includes
cryptography?
the cryptography one. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, cryptography.
What?
That's the highest roll we've seen in a while.
That is
And she gives you a flat
a
+3.
+3. That's a 26 with 6 stunt die.
That's a lot. That's
What?
a lot.
Okay.
That seems like maybe I don't know. Should we use a luck die?
No, I mean, there's no point. I think at that level,
I don't know. I mean, can we see how high it goes? We can get to 30.
there's no like that though.
Well,
you
what
can
if there
try.
is now?
You can try.
No. Let's not waste a like that. We might
Okay.
need that with this dude.
I mean, I don't know,
Coming
but I mean,
back.
think of the 30.
That would be impressive.
It would
I
be.
can't. I mean, just degree of success, I guess, at that point, because I'm working with her. I mean,
Wow. Okay. So anyways, it's kind of all laid out before you. You grab to a couple of other books that you have on hand that you more or less, the way you discover them is by utilizing other books that use a similar type of cryptography in them. And then you kind of pull them out and do a little bit of reading, researching, whatever it is, and eventually find out that, yes, for a fact, these are Paradel people. Now, he kept record of the people that would come and go. He actually kept record of the names that they would give him of the people that would come and go, because he's the kind of person to do that sort of a thing. When he met them, when would stay in his house, who stayed in his house, for how long, that kind of stuff. Those were all tucked away in a very different book, a book that was not at all related to anything else that was here. Again, with your basic breaking down of his very, very simple cryptograph, or whatever you had there, you're able to realize this. He kept record of them all. By doing the research, you realize that they come and go in technically groups of 20. But the way that it works is because there's so many people, there are 2 ships that usually have a good portion of the people on the ships. The 20 that would come and go were a combination of the guards of the ship and the servants on the ship, right? They weren't all just slaves. Sometimes they would just pretend to be slaves. And sometimes they would openly be guards. And you would clearly be able to see that he has notes about that sort of a thing inside there. So anyways, yeah, they would come and go and... Sorry. I just started using a dehumidifier down here today, and
It's beeping.
Caught you off guard a little.
yeah, it just turned off, so the ambient sound for the past several hours changed, and it beeped at me. It threw me off.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, you can see that he kept a record of all of the people who would come and go. So far, he's worked with 3 different score of people. But when they would come in, they wouldn't filter out 20 at a time because that'd be too difficult. They would be informed, we have a new crew coming in, and they would switch them out with the next few loads of people kind of coming and going. And that's just what they did. You also have written on there the point of contact for who it is that he's working with in the Paradel to have this happen. And unfortunately, I have to give you that name in 1 second for you to write it down, Josh, okay?
Okay.
Other than that, any other questions that you wanted to do?
I just in it with that high of a roll and whatnot, could I just write out or teach Lady G the decipher so that if she runs across these later in any of his other books,
She learned it
she
with
has
you.
access
She's
to
very
Okay.
keen. She's like a solid
Okay.
like 15, 16 intelligence person. Like she's pretty keen, and she's got good wisdom and charisma and whatnot. So she's
Okay.
good.
All right. So I'll write down the names, and then after that, I would go downstairs and talk to the staff and see if I can eliminate as many possibilities as I can.
So the point of contact that they have to do this is actually it's Haven Yovance the second is literally
I
the
have
name.
him in my notes. The prince?
Nope, that is Haven Yovance, the father of Haven Yovance the second.
Okay.
Oh goodness gracious! When I realize that, I'll just look at Lady G and be like, "Oh, I don't know who that is specifically, but the name kind of alludes to something." Okay, I'll have to get this to Chris Ellen. This is very important information.
I do apologize. I'm not particularly well versed in Paradel politics or military structure. Who is Haven Yovance the second?
I don't know who he is specifically, but the name leads me to believe that he is linked to a ruler of Yovancia, or maybe even one themselves. Paradel tends to set up puppet governments, and they usually pick people locally.
If you would like, I can ask around. Honestly, it's getting late. Your friends have been busy for some time. We should check in on them, but I can ask around. Perhaps tomorrow I can spend my own day of research talking to the, we'll say, friends that I have in the town. See what I can find out about this Yovance.
More information, the better. Speaking of which, where would you like us to stay? This is your manor now.
Oh, that is I won't lie, was off-putting of a question for a moment there. Wherever you were beforehand, I told you before I had my own estate. I will continue to spend my evenings there for now. Once you've moved on, then I will make my way in here. I'll have my stuff transported. It won't be very difficult for me to make my way downtown. Walking fast, faces past. I'd
You
be homebound.
asshole.
He just embraces it now. It's like he fought it for so long.
I have to. So much.
Excellent.
Brittany doesn't get it, by the way.
Would you
me
like-
That makes
uh,
it so much better. I'll be honest with you.
Makes me sad.
Like you said, it's getting late. Would you like an escort? I could meet Chris Ellen and Oscar in town, and we can travel back together. Would you like an escort to town for her place?
I wouldn't mind an escort. It would be if we could have Oscar do it. With the implications of what is happening in these notes here, it might not be a bad idea to have a little additional guard around.
You'd be quite impressed by Oscar. And I'll smirk.
Oscar gonna get some.
Indeed.
You said she's foxy, right?
She is. For an older lady. She's like,
She's-
do you
Helen
ever...
Mirren.
that is such a backhanded compliment, Scott.
It is.
So sorry, you said Helen Mirren?
Yeah.
I have to look up who that
Helen
is.
Mirren is
I know the
super
name,
elegant.
obviously, but...
She's so elegant.
She's sexy.
Oh, yeah, Helen Mirren works. Actually, funny enough, Helen Mirren actually works better than who I was thinking of. Whose name I don't know. I'd have to Google it because I'm terrible. But Helen Mirren legit works way better.
He was like in
Helen Mirren's
Minerva.
perfect. I was actually thinking of, do you know the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch? The woman who's like, who like has the big gun, like... Okay, she's in a million movies. I'd have to get you a different example. I just never remember the actresses. Did you ever see, God, what's that movie? It's a musical with the daughter getting married and the mom with the 3 husbands. Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. That's too many. Too many. I can come up with more examples, but
Gone too deep.
you probably don't watch as many chick flicks as I do, so it's okay.
I definitely don't.
Mamma Mia is a good musical, actually, but
I watch a lot
not
of
the
chick
movie.
flicks.
The movie's not that good.
The movie's actually, as long as you
No,
lean
it's
into-
not. It's not. It's not. Go see it on
for
Broadway.
For the camp. Well, not everybody gets to go to Broadway, okay? So,
It's actually off Broadway at this point. No, yes, you can go.
to be fair, everything's off Broadway at this point. Moving on.
All right, so we got to find out who this guy is.
Fuck was that? You guys,
We broke Doxy.
That was wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, except for off key because
Yeah.
that's all that fucking deserve.
It's true. It's true.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find a picture of the actress while we talk. You guys take that character. You guys take that character. You guys take that character and bring him where?
To the manor.
Okay, so I imagine just for the sake of continuity, you bring him to the manor, but you can kind of like stay downstairs. You know, to the quarters that he knows, the servants' quarters down there, versus the going upstairs and disrupting the conversations where they're already having.
Of course.
So you can stay downstairs. It's one of those things where, I mean, as you're walking in with him, do me a favor and roll me a insight check, whatever it's called.
Perception.
Empathy.
Oh, empathy, sure.
I'm just trying to see if the rolls were 12 and 18, Doxy. Hello. You realize
That's
that
a selling roll.
as you're leading him in there, this is her name in chat, by the way, Doxy. So as you're leading him in there, you notice that he doesn't know the manor. He's not familiar with it at all.
Okay. Oh, this lady's pretty foxy.
You know, you've seen her in a million things, right?
Yeah, for sure. I just can't think of any.
Like The Good Wife. I think she's
Haven't
in.
seen it.
Wasn't she Arrested Develop? No, that's not her. Never mind.
Different person.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Sidetracked again. God, we are horrible.
Look, we've done like maybe 30 minutes of gameplay tonight.
There's no
This is
way
what
I
happens.
wanted
The
that.
thing
Why
is-
was that?
The thing is, we also have not seen each other in like 3 weeks. So
Yeah, I think that's what's killing us.
it's good to see each other, and we've been missing each other. Next week we'll be so much more focused. Not at all, but you know, hey.
It will be. It's just this happens anytime you skip a week, 2 weeks. It's just it
Yeah.
breaks the game. But continuing on, so you bring him in there. You notice that he doesn't really know this manor at all, and so you bring him to the servants' areas or whatever. Just kind of keep things removed, and can have a conversation with them. Proceed, Doxy, and Oscar.
Would you like me to ask the questions or would you like him to?
Honestly, it wouldn't. It'd be kind of nice if I can get a bandage right about now.
You're gonna answer questions and then I'm going to heal you fully. You'll walk out of here fresh as a spring chicken.
Make sure you prop yourself up a little bit so that your side that's bleeding currently is a little bit elevated. So slant yourself
He
a
actually
little
says,
bit.
thanks. It like
Yeah.
hoists himself in that way.
Yeah. Here, Oscar will actually grab a towel and hand it to him and say, don't wrap this. Put this one under your butt, and then we'll go and grab another towel and say you can wrap it with this one.
So when you guys kind of get things settled a minute or two later, a couple minutes later, whatever, he's kind of just waiting for you to start. He doesn't seem to be too interested in who's asking the questions.
Oscar just motions to you at that point because you're going to be better at it than he is.
Are we informed that they're back upstairs or no?
You're probably not.
It's probably a perception check to know.
Yeah,
whether
it
or
doesn't.
not-
It doesn't matter though, because continuity wise, yeah.
Why did you attack us on that ship?
Infiltrators on the ship.
We know that's untrue. Don't make this worse.
You're not Horinor Enrique.
You're right. He's dead. I am the executor of the estate.
Okay.
Why would you have any reason to attack the executor of the estate?
How am I supposed to know you're the executor of the estate? See a big guy with a spear walking around.
Tell you.
Yeah, but, big guy, spear. Doesn't exactly fit the description of what I was told this place would be like.
Also, very good for sneaking onto ships, but that's neither here nor there.
Going to ask you one more time, and you're going to give me the truth. Why were we attacked on that ship?
I just told you the truth.
Oscar?
Yes?
I think maybe that wound needs stitching.
Oh.
Surely you have
Yep.
combat medic knowledge.
Yeah. Not much.
Darling, I'm going to have to tie you down. So that the stitching isn't messy.
Oscar will also grab a cloth and say, oh, you'll want to put this in your mouth too.
So hold on. You got magic. You finish the questions and then use the magic. Oh.
Why did you attack my comrade on that ship?
Listen, I don't know what's going on. You asked a fucking question. I answered the fucking question.
I want to empathy him just to see whether he's telling the truth or not. I mean, I don't know. 15 is actually pretty good. I'll take it for now.
He seems like he's telling the truth.
Oscar looks over at Chris Ellen and just nods.
Who gives you your orders?
He's one of the guys that came with the crew. He's one of the guys that came with this deployment.
Who is he?
Hold half second. Gotta get the actual title here. Nope, this one. Yes, this one. It's a lieutenant tactician. So LT should write for that one. Lieutenant tactician. It's a lieutenant tactician, Mitchell.
And
In terms of ranking, sorry, this is just meta question. Is that a military rank that registers for Oscar?
Yep, that's going to be this like more or less an O2 as an officer.
and what's your ranking?
I'm an excellent.
And your name?
Jesus.
Jesus. Your name is Jesus.
Yeah, it's not a real person in this world, so I could totally do that.
Second person I've met named Jesus in the past couple of months.
Well, the DM is bad with coming up with names.
It's a Paradel name.
Okay. Jesus. Last name? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Stop. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
He actually answered that question. He says, I'd rather not give it.
Personal reasons or strategic reasons?
I didn't want to join the military. Already a fucking citizen. But I was advised to do so with parents thought it was a good idea. Join the military. Become a Goriad.
So you don't believe in what you fight for?
It's a complicated question.
I'll give him a small heal.
Roll it.
I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. No rush.
These sheets are a little clunky.
Yeah, I mean, this system's a little clunky.
While she goes to heal him, Oscar just kind of says, "Yeah, that's a complex
God
question."
damn it! That's supposed to be a small heal.
Trust me, he took a lot of damage. That's still not him back at full by any stretch. Keep in mind, I did 20 damage to him, and you healed him for 13. So no, 12. So he's still 8 down, which is still significant for him. It is a complicated question. Belief is something that's very personal, and you may not necessarily fully understand what you're fighting for either. It's a tough thing, but just from what you know and from what you understand, do you believe in what you're fighting for?
I was not born Perrin. Well,
I understand.
I was born a human in Perrin lands. But you know, we're Manel. And so my parents suggested join the military, go through Inclame, become a Goriad, make a life for yourself. I was good at what I learned, apparently not good enough.
For the record, do you know anything about the people you're fighting? I don't mean...
He starts straightening himself up a little bit because now the wound's actually closed enough that it's not actively like bleeding and it hurts a bit less.
Oscar will actually pull the towel that he's sitting on out and just say, "You don't need that anymore. You can sit straight."
I'll fetch water.
You asked your question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you know about the people you're fighting?
Against?
Yeah.
I'm not fighting.
Well,
I wasn't.
Your nation's fighting against. What do you know about them?
Which people?
That's a good question. Take your pick.
Fine, we're in Yovance, right? So
Sure.
the Yovance, they're slave owners. They destroy, they take homes and belongings from people. People are nothing to them. They're just objects, like a dog. But even in Paradel, we treat our dogs with love and respect. We feed them food from our table, pet them, cuddle with them, sometimes love them even more than your children. But in here, dogs are not even dogs there. Dogs are beaten and used as tools to scare away threats and maybe to fight each other for sport. And people are the same to them as those dogs.
We've seen that too. That being said, what do you know about the other people you're fighting?
I'm not sure. You mean Taziendale?
Taziendale, Malta.
I know the Tazian people are... I honestly don't know much about them. Never gone that far north.
Fair enough.
Again, I'm a Manal. I'm not allowed to. I live in Jovincia. That's my home. I'm not allowed to leave it unless I'm a Goriad. For chat that may not be familiar, a Manal is a second-class citizen. A Goriad is a first-class citizen. In the nation of Paradel, there are 9 provinces. As a second-class citizen, you live in one province, more or less with all rights. As a Goriad, you can live in any of all of the 9 provinces, no matter what. You're just a fully free citizen with all rights, just to make that clear. He's saying he was born a second class and he's trying to earn his way to a first class. Back to you, Oscar. I'm intentionally not reading chat because...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because some people are being silly. Yes.
Yeah.
But Oscar will kind of nod with him there and just say, So what you're looking for is to improve your place in society and to move towards bettering yourself, raising your family status. I think those are things that are definitely worth fighting for. Those are things that you can believe in. Those are things that you should believe in. Raising yourself up and raising your family up. I think that those are honorable things.
Well, thank you, I guess.
I mean,
come back in with water.
Who are you two?
you probably figured out. Not the usual locals.
Not from Yovance. Neither of you sound like people from Yovance.
No.
Whatever do you mean? And she hands him the water.
You can string some words together in an intelligible fashion and aren't looking down your nose.
We try and make a habit, and Oscar will look at Chris Allen for this, of looking at everyone as equals.
Make no mistake. We are in a position of power over you right now.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck. I clicked the wrong window. Sorry.
I'm assuming this is Chris Allen, not me, in this case.
Yeah. It was kind of like, it was combined persuasion. So I could even say that your character gives an aid to that, which I think we said gives a +1, right?
Yeah.
So he made it so you have a 15, Docs. Give me 1 second. This is fuck. You seem like decent people. I wasn't the only one that came to the marina. They probably saw you take me.
Probably.
They probably know where you took me.
Quite possibly.
And they're probably going to come to get me back, or at least I hope that's what their intention is.
Well, if we walk you out that door and release you, they'll kill you. That's a surefire way of showing them that you have cooperated with us and are in some way, therefore, a threat.
You
I
could
don't want that.
escape
You
to
could.
our side.
What side is your side?
What do you know of the mages of the Arcane Congress?
Who do you think taught me how to use... Well, I guess who do you think tried to teach me how to use that wand?
And who do you think taught me how to stop people from using things like that?
You were formidable. We were just better.
It's like somebody shaking a flashlight. Like, maybe this is gonna be charged up in here, right?
You did better than I would have.
Oh, I'm sorry. So for the Zoomers out there, in the old days, you used to have these huge flashlights with...
They weren't attached to your phone. They were separate fucking devices.
And I remember having a steel flashlight that was like this long. Like
I
one of
remember
those
having one
proper,
like that was
nightsticks.
super,
Yeah.
super round, the size
Yeah,
of my head.
yeah,
Like,
those
big
two.
yellow motherfucker.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
Just, it's
We
funny
took it
because
camping.
my wife was literally looking for a flashlight the other day to give to our daughter. And she's like, why don't we own flashlights? I'm like, Brittany. That's why.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, but I want one for Rory. Then you're going to have to open your phone to go on Amazon and order one. Oh, it's so funny. Anyways, Oh, I like the shake flashlights. You know what I mean?
Kinetic ones?
Yeah,
Fuck
the kinetic
those.
ones.
Oh, they're so much work.
But they're really good if you're like in your car. If you like need it for like changing a tire or something like that, an emergency, and you don't want to kill your cell phone because your car's dead and you might be fucked. Hopefully not
Yeah,
by
we get
mountain
like
people.
30 seconds off of like 5 minutes of jerk off motion.
Yeah, that's great for your biceps.
I mean, Doxy, you're at a disadvantage for guys. We're good. We're fine. We'll be.
That's what you think.
Yeah. I was gonna say, who wants to compete?
Touche.
She's like, really? You're good with one hand. I'm good with two. Moving on.
Ambidexterity is important.
I
Anyways.
love making you blush every episode. It is my favorite.
It's very good.
He's like, I never got to see those background pictures, Doxy.
Oh, I didn't show you guys. It's just backdrops. It's nothing special.
That's what you think. Wait, what
So,
about that flashlight?
I've been married for a long time, Doxy.
Actually, that's true. He's been married for longer than I think Joey's been alive.
I don't know. Not that long.
That would be very concerning, I think.
13 years?
Yep, sounds about right.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Sorry,
people
Alex.
take a shot.
We don't promote drinking.
Of water, everybody.
We don't promote
Drink
drinking
water.
of water, apparently.
Drink lots of water.
All right, moving on.
Remember to stay hydrated. Sorry, continue.
Hail Hydra? I almost did, because I forgot the Hail Hydra symbol. I almost did the wrong one. And that would have been very
Fucking golly.
I literally
Hold on
wait.
before we get shut down, please.
I was like,
It was a great
Hydra.
show today, everybody. Thanks for coming.
I don't remember what it is.
Abort!
Just don't do it.
That's right. It's the two fist. Okay. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh, God.
All
I
right.
watched Captain America 2 recently, okay?
All right.
Moving on.
Anyways,
No, Jesus. Oof.
so does he understand what I'm saying about who taught me to deal with people like the Congress?
Empathy check on that one. Oh, I legit started like
Yeah.
nervous sweating on that one.
It's 19 with 6 stunt points, which I'm just gonna use degree of success on that. I think that was a straight 6 roll.
Flirt.
No, absolutely not.
My side.
Okay, now kiss.
You come to realize something. He has been. It's one of those things where you realize, like he's like shakes his head, says no, and you realize he does know. 6 degrees of success because 6 stunt die is a lot. You actually rolled Satan's number there.
Yeah, I did.
You actually realize with Satan's number, you got a devil on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's known. So you think that this whole time he's been kind of playing along, almost like milking you for information.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really liked it when we could be friends.
Still can be.
I look very sharply to Oscar. Nothing rash.
He's milking us for information. He's going to go out there and take it away, bring it back to them. He knows exactly who I am. He knows exactly what I am.
I
Which
think it's
means-
a very good time for him to meet Laszlo.
I agree. I think it's a perfect time for him to meet Laszlo.
Why don't you fetch Laszlo? Please,
Okay.
Oscar.
I just walk out in the hall and just shout up the stairs, Laszlo!
I look to him and
He
I
couldn't
say,
hear you though
"Mom."
because there was a loud motorcycle traffic.
Yeah,
by.
that was very loud.
Laszlo just took off. He's like,
Very,
Nope!
me anymore.
very softly to our prisoner, to Mr. Jesus. I look to him and I say, mind your P's and Q's if you want to get out of this alive.
He says, you know, the reason why they trained me to use the wands is because I was born knowing how to use magic. And he starts to, like, one of his hands comes up and he starts to make gestures and whatnot. Like he's gonna start casting a spell.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow through his hand.
You're gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
Hold on, though. I'm just outside the door as well.
Oh, no.
So I'm rolling as well.
Specifically said, I yell upstairs. You know, like, I'm gonna go upstairs. Thanks,
guys.
No.
No, I wasn't leaving this boy alone after that. No way. Let me know when I can roll as well, or can I just roll now?
Stunt die do nothing inside of a initiative. You can roll automatically, sir.
Don't stunt die determine ties. Stunt die determine ties.
Si, señorita.
It sucks. I just drove off.
Well, you know, at least you got a cool motorcycle.
Lasso, you can roll as well.
That'll be really helpful.
I know, right? Because they're so much faster.
I think she would hit on Laszlo even more if he had a motorcycle.
Crisellin's side saddle on a fucking motorcycle.
Oh boy.
I got a 15.
Laszlo, yeah, I need an empathy check from you, sir.
Empathy? All right. Is that just perception? Empathy 0. Okay. Yeah, 11.
You get the impression that there was a strong sense of urgency and is sharply calling upstairs to your name. Crisellin, you got stunt. He did not. So you actually take the initiative.
I'm going to shoot him through the hand. I'm going to take aim and shoot him through the hand.
I don't think you can technically choose body parts with that kind of aim. But you can, because it's one of those things where, you know, that would be a different mechanic. Pretty sure there's
what mechanic do I need?
I'm pretty sure so most of these kind of games, with the exception of games like GURPS, shooting through the hand or whatever it is, like to choose that kind of targeting. If you want, I'm more than willing to allow this to happen as a DM. But usually there's like a whole side set of mechanics for choosing small, fast-moving targets versus I aim for person. You know, it's like one of those things where whenever you watch movies, you're like, why do they always aim for the chest? They're wearing body armor.
Yeah,
like,
I want to aim for his
a big
hand
target
because even if he misses, I can just be like, that was a warning. So I want to aim for his hand to let me know how to do that. And you
just take the shot, but I understand that it's going to be a higher DC. That's all.
Sure.
So your aim gives you a +1, and then you attack.
That's a 16.
That's a 16.
There's also, Scott, in the beginning at the top of the thing, there is modifiers like -3 to like certain situations for attack rolls.
Yeah, I'd seen that before, but it doesn't incorporate things like aiming for body parts. I didn't think. It may have. I thought.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't specifically say that.
I'll just give you one
but,
moment.
I mean, I would assume you could just add that to their DC or add that to their defense or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just sorry. 1 second. Seeing if there is anything. I don't think there is anything.
No, there's nothing about specific body parts.
Cool. Perfect. So, Doxy, are you happy with your 16, or do you want to?
I'm pretty happy with my 16.
Okay. 16 is a pretty decent chance to hit. Unfortunately, it's not going to allow you to hit against a hand.
Okay.
Would have hit him.
Okay. It will then glide by his hand, right?
Yep.
And he'll pull it out of the way or whatever.
Yeah. Of course. Yep. And
then I will say that was a warning.
He of course continues, casting the spell. He's being aggressive here. Laszlo, it's your turn. You heard the sense of urgency as he shut it upstairs. Laszlo, as you and her have the conversation of, well, he does make a really good.
Excuse me.
It's like, Laszlo, speak of the 66.
Yeah. Excuse me. He would normally call as I run down the thing. I want to use my action and minor to move and then run.
It takes
for
a
my
moment
major.
for you to like realize where this voice or whatever's coming from. Obviously, the noises that
Okay.
you're about to hear will allow you to, because you know things happen simultaneously. By the end of your turn, you kind of wound up right outside the door where
Okay.
Oscar is currently standing. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So his turn. He's of course going to cast a spell. He's of course going to cast a real spell. Not just that, and here it is. I need to beat this target number. Oh, I just remembered. I actually used that spell before. That's funny.
Better not attack our Crystalline.
Oh, he's going to. It's to beat a DC 16.
Sorry, Green. I'm gonna kill him.
He has rough luck.
I mean, Scott knows that's probably his only chance because Oscar's gonna walk in there.
Hello. It me, Oscar.
Oh God.
Doing all right there, buddy? You doing okay?
I will look
You-
to Oscar and I will say, name him. Don't kill him.
I
You need
feel
some
like
ice?
messy right now.
Do you need
Like,
some ice cream?
This guy, I found out this guy's real name's not Jesus. You know what his name is? Elijah. This is Elijah. Okay, everybody?
Oh my god.
This is Elijah. You fucking useless wizard.
Sorry, Messy.
Maybe this is Elijah's. No, Elijah's Maltese. Never mind.
Yeah. This is Elijah's long lost twin, who was born into a family in Paradel. Anyways, is he done his turn?
He casts a spell as a major action. And then with his
runs?
minor action,
Oops.
I'm at the door.
Technically, he could have aimed, but that doesn't help.
It
Guard-
doesn't.
guard up.
Oh, honey.
He like whips around the chair and uses it as a shield. He gets himself in a defensive position. Let's say, guard up. So.
I mean,
Sit on a chair.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna take aim for my melee attack. I am specifically trying not to murder this man. I am trying to maim him.
Oh, how lovely.
I am going to add a +1 to my attack roll. I've added it in my sheet, so whatever the number is there, that'll be the number. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude,
9.
you rolled 6 stunt points on an attack roll.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you. That is
Oh,
a fair
no.
point. I am looking to maim and not kill this man.
Lethal blow.
But I mean, like, kind of, right? No, I mean, yeah.
Lightning attack.
I mean, hold on. Let me just look through the stunt die for a moment. Here, the combat
Lightning's
stunts.
only 3. You could do that a third time, can't you?
Lightning, I think you can only do it once. Actually, no, it does not say that you can only do it
Does
once.
not say you can stab him 3 times in a row.
I could
You
potentially.
could threaten him.
Is that a thing?
Number
that?
just above lightning.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. There you are. Strike a threatening pose, challenging an opponent of your choice with intent. You must make pose tests of strength, intimidation versus the target's willpower, self-discipline. If you win, they must attack you in some way on their next turn. I don't really want him to be attacking me though. Like I just kind of want him to
Disarm. Well, what are you gonna do? Take his arm off?
Well,
Dude, you could just attack
Yeah.
him 2 more times.
I think that's like what we're doing here. I
I
think
don't think we should take limbs off of him because we could still win him on our side.
yeah, I am just gonna stab him 2 more times. But I'm again, none of these are meant to be killing blows. These are all meant to be
Oh, I
maiming
get that. I
blows.
get that.
Oh,
you killed him.
These do not have the +1 to them anymore because I'm no longer aiming. Does an 18 hit?
Don't no
Okay.
one drop a curse right now.
That's 8 more damage. And then does a 23 hit with
Oh my.
The sub die gets ignored, but
it
God,
does
you rolled a 23 on an attack roll?
with a 10.
Oscar's good at
That's
fighting.
two 23s tonight.
Walk up to him. You literally walk up to him. It's one of those things where he has the chair in the way, and because you know chairs have like the bridge in the back, you just kind of like thrust through like the bridge in the back of the chair and stab him there. It's kind of like as he steps out, you thrust again, stab him in the thigh to make him kind of like cripple down. Then as you pull his spear back, you just kind of like back of the spear, like a hard slap it into the temple, and he just kind of goes flat on the ground. Laszlo, you come running into the room.
I got this.
It's okay. I believe he's unconscious.
Neutralized.
God damn it!
So how much damage was that? That was 27.
We need to bind him.
I need to make more challenging combats for you boys.
To be honest, like I need to get proficiency in initiative.
Honestly, if you took him out of one combat, me and Chrisella would have a hard time taking out.
Yeah, it's true. Like if me and Laszlo are by
Oscar
ourselves,
is just-
we're not gonna be able if you make it. Yeah.
I rolled really well on stats when we started this and put them exclusively into fighting things. I am terrible at talking. I'm terrible at writing. I'm terrible at drawing dicks. But here we are.
Well, no, actually, you're really good at drawing them, but
Sorry,
you weren't
right.
trying to.
Right. Correct.
So what do you boys do?
We bind this individual to the chair that he was using as a guard.
I
I'm
mean, the
not
chair
going
is.
to enjoy this, and I will stomp on his hands to break them.
Oh,
Oh, do you want me to do that?
oh, God, oh.
Heels.
Yeah. 200 pounds plus pressure.
I mean, wait, are you
might guess
seriously?
this is ghastly.
Are you?
Look, all I'm saying is realistically, you are more likely to puncture. I am more likely to break.
Yes, think about this. The guy's name is Jesus, and you might puncture his hands.
Yep. I'm just saying, we may not want to go that route.
Oh my
for
fucking
several
god.
reasons.
I mean, you also don't want him to run away, right? Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're gonna use
hey,
rope.
what's the name of your spear? Is it Destiny?
I'm not. The spear doesn't have a name. I will note I did stab him in the gut on the left hand side. So,
Can
That
we
is-
stop? Can we just stop? Can we just stop
Anyways.
this before we get in trouble, please?
anyways,
I've known a lot of people named Jesus. It is a
We've-
super common name.
we've already determined this guy's name isn't
Known a lot
Jesus.
of
It's
people.
Elijah. I don't know why we're worried about this. But yeah, no, we're gonna bind him, and I guess we're breaking his hands. Do you want me to do that, or do you want to do that?
She said, please, by all means. This is
Okay.
ghastly.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah.
obviously you know that with when you're talking about breaking hands, you don't have to like break every bone. If you just simply like dislocated 2 fingers, like one on each hand, just like literally took it out of the socket, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But if you do that with the way Arcane Congress spells work, he's not going to be able to have the dexterity. The pain's going to be too much for him to actually pull off spells.
And just because Oscar's a bit paranoid, I'm actually going to dislocate 2 on each each of
Jesus.
his fingers. The thing is, I can put them back in later. Not well, but I can put them back in later.
And it's not something that's likely to fucking infect and kill him, right?
Exactly.
So that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Um,
no, and you'll see Oscar, like, rather than stepping, he actually does just brace the guy's wrist and then just very carefully pull them out.
Pop,
Just pop, and then pop, and that's it.
like
and then-
drumsticks off a chickie.
He's
who is
done this
guy?
before. Oh yeah, you weren't there. For this.
As I'm watching you guys just tie this guy up, poppy fingers.
Paradale
He-
soldier, he attacked us on the boat. There's more. They'll be coming. We need to brace ourselves.
And this.
What did he
guy
say his
was-
name was? And I'll pull out. I have like a parchment.
He said his name
Pull
was
it out.
Jesus, but I have a suspicion that wasn't his real name.
Is that a name on a list?
Well, unfortunately, actually, no, because he was just arriving.
I'll hand the list to Chris Ellen, and I'll gesture to it with Oscar and says, "These are the people that Nori knew he was keeping track of as they were coming in and out of his house. I've found quite a bit of information. I don't know if it'll help you with your interrogation here, but me and Lady G did uncovers a lot of stuff.
We need to leave.
Yes,
We
but are we
right
going to
now.
leave Lady G in a bad spot?
Precisely.
No, I'm not saying we need to leave right now. I'm saying we need to focus on getting to a place where we can leave
Yes,
and
I
leave
agree.
her protected.
I agree. With this individual, he did say that there were more of them. I suspected that anyways, but we are likely to face something of a defense here that we need to set up. It is also, by the way, and Oscar
The
just
staff.
takes another piece of rope and puts it in this guy's mouth so he can't.
I have an
verbally
idea.
cast anything.
I'm going to go get the staff to safety. No more of them will die under our watch.
Well, I have an idea. Why don't we leave now? Take him with us. He'll escape later and tell them that we left.
But what if it's too late? No, we need to stay for the confrontation.
The longer we're here, if they're going to come and rescue him, the more likely they'll attack this place. And we've seen what they're willing to do.
I have a thought. This individual, Paradel soldier, part of the same group that killed those 2 guards at the estate not long ago. Why don't we turn him into the authorities?
That's a great thought.
It's not technically a lie.
As far as we know, he's another mage. I've acquired a wand from him.
Really?
Yes.
Hold
I'll show it to you later, when we're a little more private. Anyways,
Open my jacket. Got my wands.
no, Oscar, that was an innuendo joke. Anyways, Oscar will actually pull out the wand and hand it to Laszlo and just say, "Here, lightning based."
Interesting.
Yeah,
Add it to the pile.
pretty sure. And just out of curiosity, Scott, I recognize the spell he was trying to cast when he was casting on me. Yeah, it was lightning bolt. I'm gonna just say he was trying to cast
Motherfucker, I
lightning
cannot believe I could not get that spell off on you once.
bolt. Yeah.
Well, let me
The
see
thing
if I
is,
could.
it's-
What's the DC? Can I attack him real quick with it?
Don't
Not
do
Oscar.
that.
The other.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I still think the idea of him getting free, because that would lead to the fact that we left. But just giving to the guards removes the threat of them coming here as well.
What
But I'm
kind of
afraid the-
duress does that put the guards under, though?
Yes.
I think we prepare them for it. We tell them that he said.
I think we fight alongside them.
I agree. That's what I mean by prepare them for it. I mean lead them in it. Guards are not equipped. We saw that.
No time to waste.
Agreed.
I will ask a staff to go get the guard.
Maybe
a home
we
is
go.
more defensible than a town square.
The one thing I will say is if we carry him out in public, as much as I would love the spectacle of it, it does draw a lot of attention to us.
Scott, wait. I figured out how many was on each ship, though, right? Because I figured out how many was coming and going. Could I get a
Correct,
specific number?
This guy, either he was lying about his name, and so you don't know, and he was on the crew before.
No. I'm asking because they were changing them out, and there was 2 ships.
They don't use the
Do
same
I
number
have-
each time.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And so if this guy was telling the truth, which it seems like his name doesn't line up, and he's actually new here because he didn't seem to know his way down here or whatever in the house, then he's part of a new shipment of people in, and you would not know how many came off that boat yet because they got here after Nori died.
Okay. I think we should leave the house. I know it's
Question is-
defensible.
I
but-
can tell you that it usually takes 3 shipments, so like 3 boats trips to move 20 people to exchange them.
So about 6. 6
Yeah,
to
you can
7.
say 6 or 7 usually.
So
and
I'll
then
relay
6
that to you guys.
And it's a
That's
combination.
what we can
of people.
expect.
Mhm.
That's what we can expect.
Now the question is, where does he rank in this? Because he was able to cast magic without a wand,
I would assume high up.
relatively at the very least.
I think I understand it's defensible in the house, but if we're gonna do right by these people, we should leave the house.
More
They're
what
gonna attack the house.
Or what I'm suggesting is how do we move him through town without drawing too much attention? I agree. I do
I think we
need
should
to
draw
move.
attention. Bring them to us. They don't have. I hate to say this, Oscar, but have you be very publicly bringing him, and we
Okay.
follow at a distance.
I don't like it.
I don't
We
either.
still
But
want to have a low profile. These are still forged documents.
They're good.
Making her way downstairs, finally the what's her name come walking in and be like, "Is everything all set down here?" She says, looking in.
We're in trouble.
Who's that?
A mage.
Paradel soldier. He was on the ship. He attacked me. I put him down there. Got him. Griselin, very gracefully, got him to put down the wand for the moment. He tried to milk information out of us while we were trying to milk information out of him. He tried to cast magic. We've disabled him for the moment. However, there are more people who were on that ship. We're expecting an attack to get him out. So we're trying to decide what to do. My suggestion was that we should take him to the guards because the guards experienced 2 losses from Paradel soldiers who were infiltrators. He is yet another infiltrator. It makes sense that they would want justice. That being said, we don't know the logistics of what we should do or whether we should stay here and keep a defensible low-profile position or if we should go through and create a fairly high-profile position. That's really the rundown of what we're trying to figure out here. Sorry, I'm not very good at communicating, but
I won't lie. Most comprehensive report I've received from any person before. I would have loved to have you working under me for some time.
well, thank you.
You okay? So taking that all in, first and foremost, one of those ships that we were just researching, she says, looking at Laszlo, came back recently. 2 days ago, you said? So, or recently, you probably say 2 days. She says 2 days ago. So that means more people, about 6, 7.
6 to 7.
Okay.
Not including him.
So that's not many. You've fought them before, clearly. I saw you working on the door to replace it. Do you think you can handle the rest?
That was 3 of them.
I think so.
Yeah, we can. But the question is under what circumstances. If we walk out publicly, there's a chance for ambush. Now that makes them very public. I don't think they're going to take that public approach from a military standpoint.
Hold on. They use magic.
They do.
Where is magic more effective?
Outside. Line of sight.
Where are you more effective, Oscar?
Close quarters.
I think that kind of makes the decision for us.
The concern
Last
is
time we had a battle here, someone died.
It's a good thing I don't sleep here.
Please take the staff. Protect them. And catch the guard, please.
I guess this means that Oscar won't be escorting me this evening, she says, looking at Laszlo.
Oscar looks confused and then looks at Laszlo.
It seems he'll be with me.
Where you belong, she'll say, looking back at Oscar.
I will shoot her a very sympathetic look.
Well,
And Oscar just looks around confused.
I suppose there's 2 bright sides we can take from this. First and foremost, there won't be anybody here to be injured. Everything else is just belongings. And should they choose to approach me on my way home, it's not like I am not familiar with being held captive.
Are you capable of, and I pull out the lightning wand that I was just given. I would say, are you capable of using a wand?
I tried once before, and it took 5 years for that fingernail to grow back.
Okay. Well, before you leave, I wanted to ask you, just in case we have to run when this is all over. And I pull out the wizard's book and I say, I found this. This is very valuable. I was wondering if you need it or if we could take it and use it as startup capital.
No use for a wizard's book. And if you're looking at a degree of money, we can always see what Nori has in his accounts. We haven't opened up his actual accounts yet. We've looked at his keepings here, but we can actually check out the business
leave
ventures.
in a hurry is all.
It's not anything we'd be able to do this evening. We'd have to look tomorrow or...
Just out of curiosity as well, is there insurance on this place?
What's insurance?
It's a method of payment where you put money in order to protect with a body that would then...
It's a
pay
great
out
scheme.
on-
It's a great way to make
It's
money.
a really they have it in the north of Amalta. It's one of those things that hasn't really caught on in the capital yet. But essentially, you put a bit of money in fairly often.
Oh my God, we don't have time. Please take the staff and escort them to their home.
She's thinking to
Send
herself,
guards.
I think I might have a new business venture.
I would recommend it.
She goes
And
back
I'd
to
like
being
to
evil.
invest.
God
Please
damn it.
go.
I would also like to invest.
As she's like walking away, I'll just yell back to her. I'll go, we'll write to you if we have to leave.
All right, and hopefully I'm able to receive your letter. Be safe. She will go and
Oscar,
gather her belongings.
how do we prepare?
Okay.
We wait for the guard. We get into defensible positions. I'm going to take the window that the mages were at. Laszlo, I implore you to take the other.
Just one important
Oscar waits
thing:
by the fresh door.
if we put our defenses up at the front of the house, we leave the back open. I would actually recommend that we take positions inside. It is easier for us to defend. Further to that, we do want to keep watch out the window, but then retreat to a defensive position inside. We need to know when they're coming and what they're coming at us with, but we don't need to act from
stairway.
the windows.
The stairway is right inside the
Precisely.
door. We will wait at the top. I will be over the banister. Laszlo will be directly on the landing.
Yes.
I think it'd be best if I was outside. I have an idea, and I pull out the scroll of call lightning.
Oscar gives you a smirk that you've never seen on his face before, and he just smiles and he just says, "That is a very, very dangerous idea."
Do not forget, because it's an old Victorian home and it's by a lake, there is a widow's peak.
Oh, she has better range than I do, though. My range is short.
Do you guys know what a widow's peak is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A widow's
Okay.
walk is what you're talking about, but yeah.
Either way, either phrasing,
provide
both
the same,
work.
yeah.
I mean, we don't have them here, but I know what they are.
You guys don't have basements. You guys don't have second floors.
we have old people homes that we put our no.
Ranch style, and that's it.
They have super tall attics to absorb none of the heat.
Oscar kind of points up and just taps his nose and just says, "What are your thoughts about being sort of outside?"
I'm gonna need to be able to see them.
They're coming.
And the fire gang. Oh God.
I'm sorry.
You're a gentleman, bud.
Sharks.
Oh, sorry.
That was a bus. That was just a very loud bus. That bus needs repairs. Is what that needs.
I just need to be able to see them. It has quite a bit of distance, but if I can't see them, it's useless. If I get stuck in a place where they're hiding around corners, I would ask Chrisellen, could you find a place for me to hide outside? Do you think that Oscar, you're
There's
more of
topiaries.
up front.
There's trees. I don't like you being outside, though.
Question.
It
for
wouldn't come
you,
directly
Scott.
from me, though.
Is there a porch? Is there a front porch to this old Victorian style home?
Remember, it was set on fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
small,
still
though. It's a small
it's
one. but
small.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
question for you: is there an underside to it? That like
Oh,
an
can you get
openish-
underneath it?
and could specifically Laszlo get underneath?
I would say actually, technically yes, it had lattice, but the lattice has been burned up. So, but he could totally hide there. He's a little baby.
Little Bubba boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
All right.
baby.
Good.
I mean, while I'm using this, it won't be coming from me. It'll be coming from the sky.
Then you will use it, and you will boogie on inside.
Well, I can use this repeatedly. This lasts for a rather long time.
What's a boogie?
Oogie.
Right.
And
You've
see,
never
in
been
Eustace,
to a ball,
it's-
have you?
No. Well, not one that I had to dance at, only protection.
It's a euphemism, is what it is. It's fine.
Okay.
Positions, everyone now.
Yes.
She
will
actually comes
take my
back.
spot at the
She actually
window.
comes back in from after having collected her stuff. She pops in and says, like for where the group is. Oh, the name. I told you I had to get the name for you. A person that you're going to be able to use to hopefully find some sort of network. His first name, Clad. His last name, Andeg. He's a,
Does he wear iron?
no, he's a bit of a surly hobgoblin.
Clag and egg.
Clad. D is in dick. Clad Andeg. She says, you'll be able to identify him. He got burned at one point in time and can't quite grow the beard on half of his face now. Tries, but
Too close. Scott.
Bless him.
it'd be like if you took Scott's face and meshed it with Josh's. Half would make you happy and half would make you sad.
That'd be a chunky one side with a skinny other side. That'd be a weird look. All right, Oscar, what do you think? Outside would give me the best vantage point, but inside would be the safest. I'm gonna leave this to you. You're the combat expert.
If you are outside, I have to be outside.
Then I'm inside. You are optimal inside.
Yes.
Take the widow's peak.
That would actually be really bad for me. My
Might
other
be.
attacks are like 16 feet. They're very short distance.
Yeah, but the way the spell
Realistically.
works is if you cast it from out there, you can then go inside.
I would assume as a minor action, I could redo the bolt, or are we doing major for every redo bolts?
Activation.
Yeah. I mean
Oh.
afterwards, because it's
Yeah.
right.
No activation, yeah.
Yeah, you just go back and you cast it out there and then go back inside and go downstairs.
Right, and then to activate your spell, is that, yeah, certain powers or items. So that would be a minor action to reactivate it. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I would say, yeah.
All right, so I'll take the window adjacent to her because I don't want to be too far in case I have to use my own spells. Yeah, I can't. My range isn't that much,
Fair enough.
and because I remember there was two.
Well, the goal is if you're going to use that magic, that will hopefully force them inside.
Unless you guys want to fight them on the docks.
Oh, let's do it.
Ship fight,
Ship battle.
Josh? Ship battle?
Oh God!
Hold on, I
Let
have
me get my
ghost-
horse.
I have the ghost of Saltmarsh somewhere. Hold on.
No, first thing you have to do is get a rope, okay? And you tie it between two trees.
That was the
okay?
craziest
You
ship
cover
battle,
some
man.
oil, okay? Doxy's like, what are you talking about? Doxy?
No one
Don't worry
knows.
about
It was
it.
a Patreon game. Don't worry.
about it. Don't worry about it.
You could flood the yard.
I could what?
We could flood the yard.
How?
Oh.
Start drinking beer now.
Hold on.
I grabbed the ship pot again.
No. I mean, we would need a lot of time to prepare for that. And realistically, we don't want to get caught doing that. Not like by guards or anything. I mean, just we don't want to be caught off guard doing
Yeah.
that.
I think we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
All right,
Joey
then
doesn't.
positions.
Joey
You
doesn't
wait.
want you guys to get in ship fights. It's going too far down the deep end. He doesn't want you guys getting lost at sea with those. He's afraid that you get it maybe the combat could be.
It
so
might
long
drown
that it
out
might
the
be
mission.
drowning. Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Besides, it's so exhausting. You might be left breathless. It's rough.
Right.
It's rough.
Rough
Waters.
We told Lady Gers to take back roads, right?
No.
We told her to make haste.
All right.
The enemy will be taking back roads. It's
Don't
fine.
There-
worry, guys. She's making her way downtown, walking fast, faces fast.
I'm sure she'll be
She's
fine.
homebound.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
All right, so I'm gonna set up adjacent next to Doxy, or not Doxy, Grisellen, and I'll have the scroll out and ready.
To be fair,
Just
she
wait.
actually
I
is a
like pull
boomer.
a short bookshelf up to the window so that he can stand
Oh
on
yeah.
top of it.
I got it, guys. We represent a Malta. Anyways,
I hate that. I hate that. Oh, very good. All right.
And we are standing our ground waiting.
Yeah, I mean, I am preparing an action to attack the first person that comes through the door.
Big same.
Yeah, I'm standing at a.
oh no, a guard's gonna come.
Well, to be fair, if it's a Paradel soldier and not a guard.
I want to cast magic missile.
I cast the magic missile at the darkness.
Oh, here we
Into
go.
the darkness.
Take a shot, guys. Take a shot.
Why don't we actually go ahead and round off, finish up whatever this session for tonight. You know, this portion we didn't take a break. We
took
Yeah,
one
no,
and a
for
half
sure. I was
hours.
gonna go make
Yeah.
a snack. I was gonna go make some
Yeah.
cucumber slices.
No,
I was just like, oh, I can't wait for them juicy
I
cucumber
never put my-
slices, and then the break never came. The break
I never put my
came.
milk back in the fridge. So yeah. No cucumber for you. Old milk for me.
You are a snack, Doxy. We're good.
Are you saying that you want to eat Doxy?
Golly.
I am a married man. I would never say such a thing on a live broadcast. I mean, ever.
I just want for one moment, like his wife to like just like throw something at him. So like all of a sudden you see him just from over the monitors, like
Dude, she is pregnant. She is asleep. Oh, she is knocked out.
That also means her senses are on high alert. Adultery.
It also means when I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So
That thing coming at your head is a high heel shoe.
and I just have to take it, or I'm in even more trouble. It's weird.
All right.
Means the next time you speak to her, you have a bowl of ice cream prepared in hand with whipped cream. That's what that means.
It's
She
actually her
always makes
kink
me her
anyways.
cereal.
So, cereal. Nice. All right.
It's her thing.
I would like
Sorry.
to say, before we jump into everybody talking about what they're doing, this is a reminder. There's a really good chance there's going to be a 4th campaign starting soon. It's really good. It's not 100% guaranteed yet, because I haven't set a date yet, and the characters aren't created yet. And I believe the PCs are already set in stone. More on this at 6. Who wants to go first? You guys, roll 3d6. Let's see who goes first. The person in the middle gets to go first. Because you know what? Sometimes the middleman needs his chance.
11, 10, 11.
Well,
I mean, the person in the middle who rolled in the middle is different than the person who rolled. in the middle.
Technically, I'm in the middle because
you rolled
Oscar
stunt and he
rolled
didn't.
stunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You broke the tie. He's in the middle.
Hi, I'm a funny one. You can come check out my channel. I play video games. I was doing a Call of Cthulhu game, but due to cast member issues and whatnot, that game had to end. But I am starting up a Star Trek RPG game that will be fun, hopefully. And I also do homebrew content, so like world building streams occasionally where I'm building my own home world. I'm building subclasses, spells, and all that stuff. So you get to see it, like an insider look on someone who plays and DMs, how they kind of approach it. Not necessarily might be right for you, but it's always good to get a different perspective.
Are you saying you're better than Matt Colville?
No. See, now he has a whole company because he's so good. No.
I swear I just heard you say it.
I'm nicer.
Wow. Wow. What are you saying about him?
No, I mean he's a nice dude.
You know what, Josh?
He's just direct.
keep chilling yourself. Go ahead. Okay, that got awkward.
Every awkward silence is another mile between me and my cucumbers.
That's true. So we should have.
I said that was it for me. That was it.
Will go next.
So, hi, I'm Will. Main thing that I'm doing right now is working on building a board game with some friends. So we are running a company called Darkness Entertainment, which, Scott, there's a command in chat now for that, right? Is it Schism or is it?
It's Schism.
Schism. which that is our website. You can check out information there. You can also follow us on social media at Arcanist Inc. That's Twitter. I don't remember offhand, but Mallory might, as for what our Instagram, etc. are. But you can also find them on the website there. So, you'll be fine.
Just go to the website. They're
Go to the
different
website.
because not everything was available or like.
Yeah,
they're different everywhere, and it sucks. It's really hard to plan out socials for a company.
It can, yeah. But anyways, we're doing some cool stuff. We're building a board game. It's called Schism. Schism is a fast-paced tabletop skirmisher. It's an introductory game into tabletop wargaming, things like Warhammer, but meant to be more accessible while still having the depth of strategy that you'd like to see from those types of games. So we're really trying to get that off the ground. We're working hard right now to finalize the first set, which we will then be launching a Kickstarter for. We did launch it previously, but because of COVID, we decided to not, because of people's financial circumstances. We didn't really feel comfortable taking money at that point in time. But we're going to be starting up and running a Kickstarter again in the near future that if you want to stay tuned for, you can stay tuned on our website there. We will be posting on the blog there as well as on our social medias, which again is the best place to follow us. Other than that, I have been streaming on Saturdays, but that has also been put on hold for the moment just while we have a crewing issue with a microphone that is completely dead. So we are unable to stream. So you really can't catch me anywhere right now other than here, which is the best place to catch me anyways, because this is where I get to laugh at all of my friends' dumb jokes and go on tangents that are far too long about things like insurance and how docs work. That's me.
Okay. What did you mean by a microphone issue? What?
So one of the people, Tiv has a completely dead microphone. So he actually can't stream at all right now. And that is why Saturdays are on hold for the moment. So
Gotcha.
blame Tiv. Those of you who know Tiv, blame him.
I personally got introduced to Tiv when he used to watch the Eberron series, and he voice acted Luca's journal. It was like one of the coolest things ever. Like,
That's
he was like,
great.
He's like, hey, I love this series. Can I voice act your brother's character's journal that he writes? It was like the coolest thing. So
That's pretty great.
Much love to Tiv, because it's still one of my favorite memories of D&D ever.
Tiv is a great guy. I'm
I don't
looking
wanna go that
forward to
far.
when we're able to.
He's real silly and fun.
Yeah,
I
he
like
is.
Tiv a lot.
He's fun to play Divinity as well with, which is what we will be doing on Saturdays when he eventually gets that shit fixed.
I played D&D with him once and killed him.
He's told me.
I felt bad, but like it made sense in the story, so not that bad.
Yeah.
Doxy!
Hi, I'm Zero Doxy. The only thing I'm working on is a fucking cucumber.
That's not true.
Could you describe that?
Dude, that
slowly?
better not be true. You
Is
and I
that
need to have
slang?
a conversation if that's true.
Is that slang for poop?
No.
Oh,
Okay, I
that
am
is
also
not where I
working
was
on.
going
I
with
am
that.
also working on Schism. Please
Thank
buy
you.
it when it comes out. Please support the Kickstarter. I love you. If we reach a certain stretch goal, I will personally kiss every single box.
I still have to figure out how that's going to work for fulfillment, but we will actually make that happen.
So first you
1000% I'll
ship
do
them
it.
from Canada to Ohio or whatever flyover state you live in. She then kisses all the boxes.
Nah, I'll just fly Doxy out. It's cheaper. Fly Doxy out for the fulfillment of that. Way cheaper than trying to fly that many boxes over to Iowa. That's just way too much.
Do I get to pick the color, flavor, scent, and I suppose style of
I'm a
lipstick
goth
or
girl.
lip
It's all
gloss?
gonna be black.
You can have any color you want, Scott, as long as it's black.
Request cucumber.
Can I request cucumber scented black lipstick?
I mean, it's all going to be cucumber scented. You don't have a choice in that either, to be
I mean, I'll
honest.
just breathe cucumber breath into the box, seal it up, and then.
I'm sorry. I'm just delaying to torture Doxy a little bit. Let's
I
get out
can
of here,
tell.
everybody. Let's get out of here, everybody.
Don't need an insight roll for that.
Excuse me, it's empathy. No.
You're right,
Perception, empathy,
You're right.
which I am
Those are
definitely
weird.
taking as a focus next level, because it has come up way too much for me not to.
I need perception seeing.
You do.
Everybody hop on the raid train. Come along. Let's go raid Sushi Roll. So we can go show some support, show some love. Come on. Let's go raid. Thank you all so much for all of the wonderful support. We super appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around, watching, hanging out, etc., etc. And if you didn't see it inside the Discord chat, I promised something good because Hype Train level 5, they didn't get to it this session. I have not forgotten about it. It will be gotten to next session. Big promise. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Raiding now.